The Inglourious Expendables 2 aka Told Verdamde Man. 12 Doomed Men. Written by Johnny Gustafsson, under pseudonym Vincent Mathieu. Concentration camp, Poland 1943. Set near outskirts of a city. Plain ground with some buildings and many watchtowers set under the ground. Gritty environment, smoke, camp guards belongings of the SS and Jewish slaves. You can see that due to the stars that are on different locations of their clothes. A man in German SS outfit walks up to a Polish man that are working real hard with a shovel, trying to dig up a grave for replacement. We don't know it yet, no one does, but it's Commando Officer Connor undercover, talks in perfect German. Sympathizes with the man. Comes for a understanding. Surrounded by other suspicious guards. Connor McIntyre. Leben ist unfair zu dir, alter man. Diesem. Hands him over a cigarette and lightens it for him with a big human care. Connor McIntyre. Arbeitet schon lang hier. Old man. Kilka lactamu. Connor nods agreeingly with some horror in his face. Old man. Moja korkanimos byc just utage. Connor McIntyre. 15 Jahre, aber schon sehr schon. Old man. 16. Connor McIntyre. Ich bin ein Bandit. Aber. Eins weiß ich noch nicht sicher. Das Leben ist hart, Gress. Connor kicks him to the ground and grabs his machine gun and fires down a group of other guards that were standing in a row. Guards runs to the place and the who already were in good position to fire. At him does it immediately. Connor jumps for cover and shoots another group that are advancing at him close. Down, falling together in big mass. From all over the place commando looking half serious soldiers runs or jumps into the scene. Killing Germans all over. The Japanese guy called Donojiguku is standing out by his throwing knife technique and in deeper situations attaches a grenade to his knife to blow other enemies nearby the guy who got in the head away. Soldier jumping down like a crazy idiot in front of the heavy machine gun post on the ground, but surprises the shooters inside to give him the time to take them out. In a process a group of German soldiers runs over it, but he manages to real fast gun them down too. In a distance a sniper guy takes the tower shooters out, that gives the comrades of his a harder time as they have to jump to avoid their bullets also. A crazy dude armed only with as many anti-tank rifles he can carry, takes out groups and the only tanks the enemy might have. Side by side two hero acting soldiers fighting in desperation, outnumbered by the Germans, meet in the middle and literally side by side fighting them of. In some miraculous way they survive against all the odds. In combination of shooting and optimistic movement good enough to avoid their bullets. Connor running through the field, shooting Germans to the right and the left. When a big group ambushes him he jumps for cover and avoid getting shot by he outtaken. Machine gun posts cover and shooting them down. Inferno of burning hell. Surrounding them as mortars rain. Falling all besides them ever I were, but they all killing the Germans that keeps coming and coming from every angle. The sniper has changed position to a rock near the mortar's position and takes them out quickly to make all that rain and smokes cover the sight of the screen. Moves closer. It is revealed that it was from a last German soldier's standpoint, sneaks silent but quickly up on Connor. But hits a mine. Blows up and our sight follows him to the ground. Dead perspective reflects the ex-living man's things he would have seen. All the living men are standing above and looking down at it with a united "we won over you guys. You especially" attitude. / the title appears above them, The Inglourious Expendables 2. Tretten Verdamde Man / title fades away / The old man standing up, reflects. Looking around. In front of a huge hole created by The accurate battle. Says some prayers. Looking around again. Slaps away some dirt from his clothes. Looking around again. Sees his countrymen celebrating their freedom. Connor walks up from behind him. Gives another sympathy to the man, lays his right hand on his shoulder. Connor McIntyre. Life is harsh, old man. Connor gives him another brand new cigarette by putting it in his mouth. The men unite themselves again. But sees a dead corpse belonging to one of their own. Down there in the hole in front. The optimistic tone changes to the feeling of another young child that throwed away his life for a flag. The men's look are now more realizing about what's going on sometimes in armed conflicts. Perspective is now sharing the protagonist's dead sight. / the title appears above them again, the Inglourious Expendables. 2 Treton for Dom de Man / quickly the title fades away / the title appears with a change, the Inglourious Expendables 2. Told for Dom de Man / stands as official before it. Fades away / Connor walks away from it all, suggested by sorrow but mostly UN agrees to their situation. Jason Wyresteel, the bazooka guy, walks up to him, sort comforting a tough man that have seen more than him, and it. Saying alert. Jason Wyresteel. This things happen, ain't your fault. Connor McIntyre. Should it? Jason Wyresteel. The dude had a new job waiting for him at home. No. Connor McIntyre. If. This seemed to be a big if. Mostly, he was a better man. Never. Claimed he was innocent, even tough. He surely easily could. He sell. Had all sorts of translations of the Bible. Jason Wyresteel. They have a point. Taking away the small beard and he sure saved a perhaps even younger man's life. Connor McIntyre. And they want you to tell me that. If you can see a single point here. I'm all ears. But honest with ya. I don't care if they have all the points from eternity to build an incredible fact. He's still dead. I wish someone LSE of you had took his place instead. Hope you guys go home and cure some disease or develop a new art of poetry. I like him more than ever now. A big close-up on the gang's official logo of the double edge. Six-pack as a Donald Duck kinda smiling eagle with his right eye closed to the weaver. It's a underground tunnel. The commando group's headquarter of operation. Small space for both operation instructions, dressing room, and a beer table. The place looks more like a criminal hideout than military personal space. The men laughing at a table, beginning of drunk state. A woman comes in down in the hallway into the monsieur looking place. Miles Jones sad smiley the crazy dude. I can tell you a good joke. But first I want to tell you. I know a great thing about women. Females you know. Whores. Imbeciles, you name 'em you drop 'em. Dash not before they dump you. Anyway, they are good for one thing. Schoolgirl sad smiley on of the brave side-by-side fighters. So, Madhouse how is the joke? Miles Jones. Oh shit. I'm sorry. I mixtured them up. That was the joke. Some of the men burst out in a civilized little laughters. The woman appears. But doesn't show any reason for the men to react to her. She is fully professional and is there with some serious concern. Connor turns to her first. Connor. Yes, Maram. Welcome. What's the reason? Emmanuel Brightman. Hello. Sorry for the disturbance. Connor. Apology at least accepted. Emmanuel Brightman. It's my brother. He's lost. Connor. Where? In Los Angeles. I get lost there every time. Emmanuel Brightman. He was in battle. Connor. You want to have his body? Returned from the Jerry's. Emmanuel Brightman. He's alive. Connor said smiley quickly. Unlikely. Emmanuel Brightman. At least. He has to be. Connor. Yes, war tends to be quite a tragic ordeal at times. But I love the smell of napalm. And the sound of a MG42. Miles Jones. I hate that fucking thing. But I have to hand it to Jerry's. They sure know how to give their weapons some great sounds. Emmanuel Brightman. Took a trip to France. They told me he was dead a week ago, but I got the letter yesterday. Connor. That's really strange, but can't you contact the local police? Emmanuel Brightman. I'm sure they must have some sort of priorities. Look. His mother is old. She already got 6 telegrams. Who is gonna take care of her farm? Connor. I agree. Could at least gave her a free stars and stripes complete with flagstaff. To make it good for decoration. Emmanuel gets real upset on Connor. Emmanuel Brightman. I am serious. Connor responds with a even more deep down serious presence. Connor. So am I. Connor raises up to her, looks deep into her eye. Connor. My ma have basically already lost me. This war took a part of my soul already. Just look at us, you can tell. Emmanuel Brightman. So, you're gonna do it or not, sir? Connor. Show me the money. Close up on the base's map. Now a drawing based on France. Markings between middle and a pathway in from the nearest coast. Connor slams his teacher's stick into it. Holding a speech to his men that are on chairs in front of him. Connor. All right, just in case. Some strange rumor carrying. Bird whispered in my ear that Eisenhower might be in the realizing of a Mayer assault on Normandy. Remember where you heard it first. This is just a preparation, in case you share on this. I don't want to risk your life more than yourself do. But we might get a lift with those boys we read about. High Fisher headquarters office. Not only normally clean, but even more shining and fancy than reality. Chief of Staff Abraham Douglas sits at his table, lets Connor loose because he's a friend. Talking like friends. But in special care doing so. Abraham Douglas. For every each loss your group name gets more complicated. Connor. But the bloody bird keeps smiling. Abraham Douglas sat smiley half seriously rushing out. Don't bullshit my bird. Connor. I'm real sorry about that, sir. Abraham Douglas. What the fuck you believe in anyway? Anyway. 13 warriors for 6 packs. What now? Connor. I'm glad that you shared your sympathies for one of our dead guys. Abraham Douglas. Hey, it's war, what do you expect? Connor. Now we're just double-edged 6 packs. Abraham raises from his chair and walks to a photo of his father from a picture from the First World War. Abraham Douglas. Just don't get too drunk. Connor. Why not worked so far? Abraham Douglas. He Asterisk takes his eyes off the photo and turns to Connor asterisk. I know about you, but can the rest of your crew handle themselves? Connor. Statistically there is 1 death on average according to the 10 latest employments. Abraham Douglas. Stop with that statistics will ya? For the sake of 1 man. Connor. If that ain't a fair trade I never will hear of it. Abraham Douglas. It's not fair. Statistics never are. It's perfect, that's why I hate it. Asterisk walks away to a photo of his son on the other side of the room close up on Abraham Douglas crying asterisk. Cause Lady Luck always wants to write irony on your butt before she fucks it. Asterisk Abraham shuts his eyes, looking down and nods his head asterisk. All right. Shot on PIR where the water is flushing up back and forth. Normal weather in a smaller storm phase. /information Normandy, Omaha Beach Dog 2 Tuesday, the 6th of June, 1944. D-Day, 6:30 am. Massives of loading craft assaults operating forward on their way to the beaches. Sounds of bombs explodes close and far from them continuous. Throughout the whole journey. Close-ups on people with different ethnicities. Asian, black, whites and even a woman. Many of them are praying. All to different religions. Islam, Buddhism and Christian. Close-up on Connor. Sounds of an unseen crying young boy next to him that becomes focused on. Connor doesn't react in any way. He's deaf. Stare at hell itself. Stays the same as before all the way. A very similar looking young man in another boat are in a way even more focused on. Could be a close friend or even a brother to him. He gets all synced down from afraid to believe of his death. Looks like he's praying. He's not religious. Just scared, he repeats to himself. Louder. And louder. Joseph Frost. I don't want to die. 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 A round close to middle-aged soldier next to him reacts. Optimistic soldier. God sake kid, you making me nervous. Joseph Frost. I don't want to die. 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 Optimistic soldier. Listen, you. Think of my kids. Joseph Frost's hand gesture gets intense and tears are tearing his voice apart. Joseph Frost. I don't want to die. 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 Optimistic soldier. All right, all right. You ain't gonna die, kid. Stick to me. Focuses closer and closer to real close at the kid who can't stop. Close up on L.C. A driver at the same craft. Preparing to speech, checking the situation. L.C. A driver. Clear the ramp. 30 sec. The whole screen covers by AI. Instant fire with flames and body parts resulting by a explosion. In a close but perfect distance we see more clearly why the LCA blew up, hit it by a mortar or a bomb from a plane. Even more burning body parts from all the men inside the LCA. Close-ups on Connor and all his belonging men. Mostly spread out in a transport. Each. Not even Connor can ignore what happened short to close next to his left. Herb Maverick, the team's sharpshooter, other man to schoolgirls back in his opening scene. Just reacts with moving one of his eyebrows. Schoolgirl puts his nice hand times at the soldier's shoulder in front of him with a true and humble sympathy. Dorna puts a quite small Buddha statue from his jacket's pocket and puts it on his shoulder as his head embrace. Jason Wiresteel is so nervous that he can hardly breathe, neither even standing still. To have this over with. Miles Jones is invisibility speaking in a hard time to cry, even though he surely wants to for all his heart. Guys at Gun, the team's combat addictive medic, is praying in a Catholic way. With a perfect manner to his Catholic cross. David the Patriot Patrick, the team's chaplain, raises his not-to-sized American flag and treats it like a little kitten, kisses it. David the Patriot Patrick. I love you. You know that. John Skenberg, dressed like in any other of my stories, a non-dressed soldier that helps them kill Germans. Talks low to himself with his lips in fundament. Al frustration. Bobby Preston, the team's radio man, bites his mouth to guitar, tries to look as hard as possible. Imagine to himself that someone looks at him. Osmond Holder, the group's sergeant after Major Connor, puts up and smoke his cigar in a time like this. High-top German fire tower at the beach's end before the war. 2 soldiers are preparing in seconds before the battle starts. Almost silent. The calm before the storm. Fritz Lang has prepared his position and checked his bullets for UN jamming 1. Last time. Fritz the Cat comes carrying extra ammo and loads his MG42. Fritz Lang. Bury it. Fritz the Cat takes final battle position. Fritz the Cat. J.A. Fritz Lang. Munition wider Holen. Fritz the Cat. J.A. Dot. J.A. Fritz Lang. Alsicherangen. Meinen und all that shit. Fritz the Cat. Nur Gott kann uns. Jetzt schlagen. Fritz Lang. Naturlich. Herr Überkraft nur. Wenn Sie wach wären. Ich bin immer nervös. Ding wie dies. Das ist Girls. Fritz the Cat. Sie und I. Auf die Welt robben dot. Fritz Lang. Der Faradan. Fritz the Cat. Beteiligt sein können dot. Fritz Lang. So dass Sie denken das wir. Ein Chance dieses zu überleben. Fritz the Cat. Nein. Fritz Lang, nein, ich auch nicht. The men suddenly start firing. Perspective from Arnold Townsend's, the team's corporal and translator, LCA, who sees soldiers brutally get shoot down and them with their pieces falling down on the wet sand and water in the first line of boats that have relast the first wave of the very invasion. He acts like a soldier, ready to his duty, determined to survive. Close-ups on the soldiers' stomachs getting shoot open and organs pulling out, heads get shoot in half in different angles. Mortar fire slams down and cut some men in half, landing on one that only leaves disgusting yellow masses and some rests of dirty flesh. Connor running forward, avoiding St. Reams of bullets tearing the sand apart by jumping sideways away from it and ASAP keeps running thereafter. Passing through the only cover they have on the almighty. Osmond runs not far behind him where every soldier around him gets dropped down by fire and fires with his Colt up to the towers. Gizep is behind him firing his machine gun panicking randomly up in the sky. Without even aim properly. Fast showing of German soldiers fire from their towers. Close up on a German soldier gets one of the medics. Miraculous stupid bullets through his head, twitches in a B-movie way taken out one of Lucio Fulcis zombies in the Beyond. Dog 2 Inferno and Death. David runs through hell on earth completed with all its most disturbing images. David. Curse them. Doom us all to hell. Dorner runs toe-to-toe with other soldiers that fires with their Thompsons, but he never betrays his knives. He's throwing one. Another shooting tower filled with Germans and MG42s. They shooting like hell, continuing. Taking some aim, continuing. Always overall heavy firepower. Closing to a group of 3 Germans, one of them gets Dorno's knife in his neck. Falling to the ground away from us. You could have noticed a quite small hand grenade attached to the knife. Low position of soldiers including Connor running ahead close to the second and last cover before the business line in sight of that very tower. It explodes. The soldiers can take cover. Arnold made it, lands near Connor's position. Arnold sad smiley smiles to Connor. Sir. Connor turns to all soldiers that ducks for massive fire on their covering line of sand. Connor. Who's the boss here? Ted Hansen. You interested? Connor. No. Miles made it, takes down close to a created line of men after Arnold. Miles. Miles, sir. Bobby lands behind him and reloads his rifle. Bobby. Sir. Schoolgirl is seemed already to be behind Bobby. Schoolgirl. You here, sir. Schoolgirl takes out his old magazine and knocks his new magazine to his helmet before reloading it. Connor. But I would be very interested in breaking through this wall. Close up on LCA driver looking down and yelling at Herb who's sitting down still on board. Shooting, shot after shot. After shot with his sniper rifle at the higher tops. Next to the main towers that contains bunkers. LCA driver. You get out of there and fight. Men are dying and still dying. While you have your neck close to beauty sleep ahead of you. Perspective from the sniper scoop. The shooting Germans are. Even they're just dots. Aims at the top of it, tiny. Floating colors of red after the shoot. Herb. Can you shut up? Trying to kill some Germans here. Continues to fire upon them with rapid shoots. RCV driver still. Acting frustrated but starting to give in. Runs out of ammunition after looking for more bullets in every pocket and every angle. Finds an ordinary rifle. And continues to fire upon them. Close range behind a lonely Germ. And at a lonely little bunker. Fully fires his MG42. One bullet tears his back head apart by a bullet that passes it. And the German falls very dramatic backwards dead. Size of men are growing at the sand line. Connor. Now, where are guys at? Arnold. Playing hero as usual. Osmond. Trying to save the world. Like he always do. Near the line on the field medics are trying to save some seriously wounded soldiers, even though they are nearly blown to pieces in other ways than death. Really under heavy fire around them, shooting advancing men in background. Giuseppe half crawling into the screen after he failed to help others. Reaching for the bloody mess along the meds where he have plenty to help. Connor along the men are concentrated to get Giuseppe's attention. Connor. Giuseppe. Osmond. Giuseppe. Living men that time don't have time for lying next to the hard-working doctors are no more after being brutally hitten by bullets at harsh points of their bodies. Already dead. Men doesn't get shot by random bullets. Skenberg. Too risky. Bob. Too risky. Schoolgirl. Giuseppe, come back here. Skenberg. Too risky. Bob. Too risky. Skenberg. Yeah, too risky. Operation Stopping Bleeding is successful and reaches its end. With a successful looking Giuseppe. Connor. Alright, get that idiot out of there. Skenberg, Osmond, Miles and Arnold rush to him to grab him for his cover and they leave the screen with him. As for the miracle shoot ECHQNIQUE, where the sight stays for a while, still focusing on the now abandoned living bodies and the war going on as usual in the background. A unusual butterfly passing through and seconds later the bodies gets shoot down to Fubar. The camera never moved an single little inch. Giuseppe are safe along all the others and gets real upset. Almost to tears when he focus on the Germans upstairs. Giuseppe. You not prefer a moving target, huh? You fucking amateur. You gave me a job and then makes me lose it. Connor. It's time for Bengalore's. Jason is their man with explosives. He takes it out from his backpack and some other men comes running with the other necessary parts. Fast-paced cuts of the men building it. Togita, some of them gets shoot through their stomachs and one gets his head cut in half by multiple bullets that went through it at the same, sacrificing their life for fixing the Bangalore. The Bangalore is ready to go, as Jason puts his hand to the triggering rope that will blow it. Everyone warning each other for its power. Connor. Bangalore. Clear your hearings and for God's sake take some cover. Giuseppe takes cover right after he did all his tears the best he could. Schoolgirl dives down on his cross that are way ahead of him to the ground. Final warnings from Connor and Jason, who mainly operates the Bangalore. Activates IT. Connor. Fire in the hole. Jason. Fire in the hole. Giuseppe dives over a wounded man that is more or less cut in half and not surely knows if he's still alive. Giuseppe. Fire in the hole. Cover. Bangalore detonates with an extraordinary heavy series of explosions, including massive of flying dead German bodies through the air. Above it. Allied soldiers running through the smoke and into the blowed up hole. Close-ups on praying people from different religions. A Buddhist American sits and commits meditation in front of a larger Buddha statue than we saw before on the ground in a small distance before him. Screaming men breaks the silence. The black soldier from before holds a big Christian necklace cross and prays in Italian to higher powers as mortar fire coming down all around him. A Asian soldier had put out a Islamic carpet and prays to Allah. As a miracle, it's all silent in the background. Just for this shoot. Focusing on two German soldiers behind cover on the ground. Shooting calmly, some shoots from time to time as they have a friendly conversation. But the death scream for each soldier can be heard after every fired bullet. Fritz Lieber. Unselfreund signed and lick the Fritz. Freund. Fritz Lieber. Nach all dem ist mehr elsewhere. Wieder dabei sein. Fritz. Wir haben weil Freund. Hut getote. Dash schreien. Fritz Lieber. Ja Hitler wirst, das ein menschliche Torheit. Mindestens fy in einem minimalen Radius von Uiger Menschlichkeit. Müssen untergebracht werden. Es ist nur ein P. Aus. Fritz. Was sagst du? Sultan was snap. Ein Per Andor, nur damit. Zufrieden sein. Fritz Lieber. Higher hinfahren. I reduce sich aufs word lang dauern, bis. Ich wieder Jagen zu bekommen. Fritz Lieber takes his time and fires another two shoot in peace. Fritz just fires one and can't wait to surrender. They surrender by putting their rifles away and raises all four hands far to the sky. We hear allies advancing as their boots slams the ground. Heaviest shoot close to the camera. But no one of the German soldiers got hit. They got peacefully captured. Soldiers running through tunnels beneath the sand and some gets shoot down by Germans extremely close by. But they are already overrun. Soldiers that are passing in Masters have already advanced beyond the tunnels and into the main compound. We follow mostly our main characters from the double-edged six-packs fighting their way through the last defense. Before the buildings. Lots of jumps for cover, and masses of Germans runs towards. And get shot down in masses. Bunkers everywhere needs to be taken out and even high towers shooting at them. Dorner runs with a much larger Hitler Judong knife and attaches a Molotov cocktail to it and throws into one of the few operating towers that were shooting at them from beginning. Gets total white-torched. Soldiers jumping for cover ahead of it and takes out the last under the tower behind some barbed wire that didn't keep them safe. Str. Aubrey soldier. Hold your fire. I want to see them. Get some. Improved tan. Burning soldiers jumping out in desperation and seen fallen brutally to their deaths and remained burning corpses. Advancing and even more ground bunkers in need of be taken out. Two soldiers. Rush like crazy man and overfires the machine guns by rushing close ahead to the bunker from two flanks angles. Connor makes a quick turn and makes a great shoot up to a tower shooting at him, German falling down in less than seconds. Covers behind a shelter in front of a small iron tunnel leading to one of the last most exclusive firing towers. And have Jason throw a extraordinary heavy grenade to the visible door right ahead. As a result, a German comes up running in from left of their cover and shooting the unknown soldier dead next to Connor and Jason, who both fills the soldier with bullets that opens his whole stomach before he falls dead. A replacement comes right in also. He from nowhere from the same angle as the German and is equipped with a flamethrower. Jumping down with them and very professionally advancing to shoot down every German in their way. Connor makes Mr. Flamethrower the signal to follow him and take the other entrance cover to Connor's left as he does. Connor. Thunderball. Fire them. Group of soldiers running ahead of the very tower and focus lies on the strawberry soldier as also this tower explodes with flames. Strawberry soldier. Hold your F. Higher. I want to see it again. A burning man falling down over us and covers the screen black for a second. The grande finale of the overtaking is ahead with the extra big final tower that lies aside. Many soldiers who running gets even more brutally killed to only left 4 pieces to drop down on the ground. Arnold puts out a smoke grenade to make it more possible to advance in. But still soldiers get slaughtered on their way there. Inside the basement main hall, surrounded by 3 halls, 2 German soldiers guards a door in a tunnel looking more than ready to shoot them. Shoots what first looks like a man running in, but realizes without moving that it was just a scarecrow. Both gets shoot from each side and the reason was 2 tunnels that were impossible to get in from. Both Jason and Connor advancing in from there. Each side running up for quite some deal of stairs up to the ground floor, where several groups of Germans guarding everything except what they don't expect. Bingo. Ambushed by Connor and Jason shoot in the back. 4 Germans got time to turn around to shoot them but they didn't manage either because of their opponent's superior handling and quickness with their weapons and spare guns. Soldiers come through the doors hastily locked by Connor and they rushing away from our main characters before they can reach up. Coming up to a door that reminds of a big sterile room filled with space and boxes. Many German, SS, Waffen, SS. Propaganda along the wall. Intense action as the soldiers trying to survive even though don't knowing where to turn for fire. Mostly surprised by the corners, killed in action. But most of them hanging there for a good while, considering their greens. But all are killed. A dying young man is about to get executed by a high standard, fancy polite SS general, exclusively with his Luger. Slowly putting the gun up to the youngster's face, but is stopped in the last second by Connor. Jason advancing and jumping over him within his assistance of taking out all the rest of the Pfiffen Germans in the room. Covering, rolling on the floor, jumping over covers by shooting at the same time to make it possible. All the action here in this building from now is a homage to John Woo's Hardboiled. Advancing up to the next and final floor. Heavy caliber 4. Taking out flights can be heard more and more. As well as German propaganda through head speakers, German music and radio communication. Floor filled with spaces to hide. Counters, tables and hard, very heavy boxes for ammunition. As fast they reach the open door they take out 2 Germans. Each for own side's pros cover just as fast. Bob runs in their place for a brave breakthrough to take out as many as possible for the others to much easier advance to new positions. Heavily fired at nevertheless. But not mortally but at several places. Falling for cover behind a desk. Connor and Jason have the by G time of trouble of making their cover behind box and counter close to their right of the enemy. A German rush ahead and shoots Bob even more, but still not killing him. Both Connor and Jason are out of ammo on both their 1ST and secondary weapons. David and Osmond runs in to save the day and takes care of several of the enemies at the other side in the process. Now Connor advances and fires like a maniac around him, taking out many Germans at every angles and jumps. to cover right to the other side of the main cover as mentioned before. The sophisticated German isn't dead, raises up and takes off his bulletproof vest. Walks casual and easily as calm. Takes out all the unfortunate Allied soldiers that ran in his way as he never stops walking. Paps Frouse. Witzbergepert. Home. Allied pigs and farmers. How they dare treat Paps Frouse like that. Cut back. Every once and a while a German makes an attempt to go and shoot Connor, but he poops each head that sticks up. Looking down at him, Arnold rushes in the room and takes next initiative, is heavily fired upon but is able to take out some of them when he runs for cover next to him. Not long after that, one German on the other side gets the idea to throw a grenade to them. Connor reacts quickly. Connor. To close, your idiot. Connor throws it out of the door behind the German side where it explodes. Miles understands that this issue only can be dealt with a state of the art madman. Rages like a psycho and makes a run for it and avoids all bullets and jumps right over the line and with insane speed fires enemies all around him. Even as he is upside down and Germans are at all angles. Close-ups on pulverized Germans with concentrated spotted area for massive bullets. Area cleared and Connor rushes into the next hall. But must immediately duck for cover as bullets penetrates the wall close behind him behind a fully desk combined with big buckets containing wine. Germans gets extra concentrated because this hall is the very end of the line, therefore the heavy cannons outside on the balconies. Heavy fire as Arnold tries to break it into support Connor and manages. Dorner runs in, but at an unpredicted side that leads into the kitchen. A big heavy chef are attacking him with a kitchen knife. As struggling a group of Germans advance to get a real clear shoot at him, but Connor and Arnold takes out the most of them but only one. Dorner manages to avoid getting shoot by him by struggling down the floor, and gets through hand-to-hand techniques a possibility to grab the kitchen knife and throws it into the Germans' foyer head perfectly aimed. Osmond, David, Miles, Schoolgirl, Skenberg and Jason comes in with extremist fire taking out the whole hall of around 50 Germans. Forward we see the mass of human destruction at both sides. Connor and Arnold raises up to make fires of total destruction. Even more powerful. Groups of Germans falling shoot and dead to their grounds. Men taking each door out to the balconies 2 and 2. Connor and Skenberg prepare themselves to jump out to take out their cannon. Connor. Ready. Skenberg sad smiley in doubt. YHH. Connor. What? Skenberg. I mean, I should be. But there was something I always wanted to say before I jumped out in a situation like this, but forgot what it could have been. Connor. Less reason to get killed, isn't it? Ehehe. Skenberg responses to Connor's laugh and they laugh for a little while to suddenly jump out, shooting at each direction, trusting each at 200%. 2 cannons. A couple of 10 Germans at each side gets shoot to death next to it. Unprepared for the extreme attack. Connor rolls to avoid view. Blitz fired at him from a tiny balcony without cannons all men made and takes him out with his coat. German falling all the long way down dead. Connor stands up and sees Jason putting up the red smoke on the cannon balcony next to him. Signals thumbs up to Connor and leaves. Shortly thereafter, an Allied plane comes to drop a heavy bomb on the place. That makes an incredible impact of heavy sound and extremely shaking environment. All in the unit of double-edged six-packs running out of the building except Connor and Skenberg, carrying the heavily wounded Bob. Skenberg takes it easy and walks out of the room, but gets knocked down by someone's Luger. Connor takes out and signals the flare, puts it down and leaving fast. But is grabbed Sees Paps, who smiles a evil grin at him, and they begin to struggle as the invisible countdown reaches down 4. Each second they fight and grabs each other to make an advance in the fighting, which goes in Pap's favor as he forces Connor to the balcony's door opening that will get bombed any second. Fast couple of seconds as Connor tries for a big last attempt with all his powers to turn Paps around. Starts slow but manages, pulls Pap's head out of the open door as the bomb fells. Paps freeze. Wits work apart. The explode throws Paps out to the balcony and Connor to slam against the wall behind him, almost to pass him out completely. But of course in heavy pain that makes him shake. Connor. Fucking Frenchman. Connor's lights out. Sights of Omaha Beach filled with destruction and bodies on the high top next to the beginning of the second overtaken line. 200 German is standing next to each other, surrounded by allies, and is given a cigarette as he not is about to move, looking with sad eyes filled with regret, but reactions to the ground, happy that they are still alive. Fritz Eckert. Der Begriff. Another allied soldier lights his cigarette. Fritz Kriesler. J.A. Was für ein Aussicht. Fritz Eckert. Glaubst du, ist in den Himmel für dies hin. Fritz Kriesler. Fuck Hitler. Fritz Eckert. J.A. Genau. Fuck Hitler. Close UPS on dead birds. Several dead bodies of Allied soldiers. Dead fish with bullet holes comes up from the shore next to it. A presumably dead German corps. After a little while starts moving. Paps sticks up his now half-burned face with determination of revenge, but rushes away as he sees many Allied soldiers everywhere. Sneaks back beyond the occupied house. Runs ahead to the road a little, climbing up ahead with a car with a dead young German soldier inside sitting in a German jeep. As he tries to rush him away from the seat, he wakes up and starts talking to him. Rummel wannabe. Hello. Ist der Krieg schon vorbei? Haben wir gewonnen das ganz? Paps don't need to push him aside too much as he starts the engine. Paps. Nein, weit davon entfernt noch. Wie es jetzt aussieht. They drive away from the REA in full speed. Rummel wannabe. Es war shade. Aber das ist okay. Ich habe einen guten Freund, der Rummel weiß. Kann sich einen Pass, wenn dies ist wirklich gut. Paps. Rummel ist so lahm. Geführt oder sein word. Rummel wannabe. High roars. They drive by a German anti-Allied road sign. Coca-Cola. McDonald's or Hollywood. Who would want that? A jeep contains the driving Osmond, Connor in the driver's seat. Schoolgirl, Miles and Herb in the back seats. Driving through a lonely countryside with a mountain to our left with farmer houses to the right's horizon. A nice summer day goes quickly to rain, so as it seems. Small pieces of heavy artillery sound in such a distance it could be mistaken by thunder. Miles. Oh fuck, I hate rain. Herb. You wish. It's not rain. Miles feels for it and touches it to investigate. Miles. No, it's not. More abundant somehow. The rain of blood gets more obvious. Keeps raining a while. Men. Gets in panic. Heavier artillery still recalls the sound of thunder, second. Later body parts and inwards falling down inside of the jeep. Second later heads of Allied soldiers falls down on its hood and stays there. Men are in total panic. Allied camp. Near Omaha Beach. Soldiers patrolling. Beaches. Clean and back to normal. Including a big rainbow over the horizon. Jeeps driving by. One of them stops in front of the commander. Thomas Lawson. Connor jumps out fast and salutes him. With very profess. Ional style while he makes it done real fast. Many busy men goes fast back and forth. Connor. Captain, sir. Thomas Lawson. Connor, my friend. Connor sat smiley, referring to a paper. Today's happy report. Sir. Puts down the papers on the small table in front of the commanders standing. Thomas Lawson. It wasn't my call. I dislike peoples that lying to faces and affords rich dinners. Connor. And I smash heads that refuses to pay the bill, sir. About a 35 number of Germans. No prisoners, sir. Thomas Lawson. Rafer died, huh? Connor. Actually, were they soft today? Would have tipped more, sir. Thomas Lawson. Then how about our casualties? Connor. Tired of graves, sir. Thomas Lawson. Then about a 95. Is that correct? Connor. Yes, sir. Thomas Lawson. Where can I sign the check? Connor. So this is goodbye, sir. Thomas Lawson lets Connor his hand for a meaningful and long handshake. Connor responds it with big dignity. Thomas Lawson. I hope not. Where are you headed? Connor. The guy is in Ramnamel. Or something, sir. Thomas Lawson. How were you before all this? Connor. Like my normal life, sir. Another kind of war, sir. Thomas Lawson. What did you do? Connor. A stupid thing I multiplied to a big habit, sir. Thomas Lawson. This included. Connor walks away. Connor sat smiley to himself. Story of my life. Outside a cafe in a bombed and in many parts destroyed beautiful town that makes an incredible contrast. Connor calls the men to surround one of their dinner tables. Outside. Puts papers with maps and a picture of the client. Connor. All right, men. His name is Ryan Matt. Close up on Ryan Matt's photo. Connor. Was with the airbornes. Dropped down around here. Points to the shore near their marked position on the map. Skenberg. I'm not gonna save a ugly fuck like him. Miles. I'm with Skenberg once in my life. Connor. Can you walk home from here? Schoolgirl. What's the estimated resistance? Connor. Hell on earth. All the men reacts and gets nervous and feel betrayed. Herb. What? Arnold. You said this would be Skenberg. Can you guess why I'm not a fan of suicide missions? Connor. Maybe the Germans selling ice creams by now. Maybe there is a nice path all the way through hell, should I know. The men packing all their stuff and prepares to move out. A German collected outdoor base miles away from the Allies. Progression. Paps and Rummel wannabes jeep drives through the masses of German and Waffen SS soldiers without respect, which makes them step or even jump aside as they forcing a path to nearest commander. A German commander Gert Gotz that lacks discipline doesn't seem too happy, but let it seemingly pass as the jeep stops in front of his surrounded and more impressive bunker base than the Thomas Lawson had, surrounded by a bunker. Fast forward, the jeep hardly stops before he's running out in some range to his commander. Paps doesn't even salute as he walks forward. The commander just starts talking right away with a grumpy tone. Rummel wannabe is nervous as hell and is visibly afraid of missing the salute and overdoes it with shaky hand. Paps. Wie ist es bei Ihnen? Die Alliierten ist in. Sie sich vereinen. Gegenein Griff vorbereitet. Gert Gotz. Vielen Dank, Sergeant, aber du bist nicht der Einzige. MIT Intel. Paps turns his back at him and walks away for a little distance. Paps. Ich war dort, verdammt. Mein Wort für es trotzdem. Gert Gotz. Wir wären mehr darüber nachzudenken, aufzugeben. Sie glauben. Paps. Gib mir wenn ich stens mit über. Iron man zu meiner Verfügung. Gert Gotts. Warum dies großzügig geht von. Meinem Namen. Paps. Ich bin, für ein wenig. Zur Verfügung. Gert Gotts. Auf wessen Befehl. Peps turns to him with a smile. Rummel wannabe confirms it by smiling at the commander in understanding. Paps. Rummel. Gert Gotts. Rummel der Gross. Rummel wannabe. Ich weiß Rummel. Pop's sad smiley calmly confirming. He knows Rummel. Outside a big mansion on the countryside in front of a big river. They need to cross. But controlled by the local mafia, which has its HQ in this very house. A rock not far from there proves as Connors and Giuseppe's cover for a look. Out. Scouting the house and if possible, the eventual resistance in it. Connor. I do hope our friend knows what he's doing. Giuseppe, hey. Could kill some Germans. A tight-ass group of overconfident mob show. Wouldn't be. At our risk. Connor. Call me a hypocrite. Brother. But, I just don't like the idea of killing Giuseppe. Then how a reasonable excuse of become a soldier. Connor. I'm sucker for listening to Thompson laugh, and cold giggling. Inside the main hall of the mansion. Works also as a big bar and nightclub. On a big stage a girl is singing. The place is guarded by German soldiers. Everyone and members of the mafia is at a big dinner table with the mob boss Dirk Stonebridge is sitting. Dirk Stonebridge. So you want a deal? Connor. Hopefully not a big one. We just want to cross your river. We are on a mission to pick up some stupid asshole. Dirk Stonebridge. I understand. Things are a little complicated for that just crossing matter. I don't know how expensive it will be for my income. You see, there is a professional connection to it all. The customs are not under my payroll. Besides, I don't know what kind of reputation your passing will give us. We are actually more friendly than what I'm sure you must have heard. Connor sad smiley puts up a big smile and cheers with his beer bottle. I'm sure you are. Dirk Stonebridge sad smiley smiling with a big interest of becoming friends. Who are you guys? Connor. Dogs of war somebody calls us. Dirk Stonebridge sad smiley sympathetic. That's what usually counts for one and other. Connor sad smiley goes for serious. Afraid so. Dirk Stonebridge sad smiley selfish. Not for me. Here. Miles focusing on the singer. Her beautiful tune dominates the mood. Close-ups on both of them. Dirk Stonebridge. You want her. Don't even remember her name. Been a treasure of mine for a long time of lonely nights down here. Here. You can spend some time with her if you want. She's got enough of a brain to realize a master. He. Jason and Connor walks outside the mansion on their way out from it. Jason. We don't have any money. Connor. I know. Jason. So, we have no choice. We are out for blast. Connor sad smiley not liking it. I know. On the mansion's second floor in the singer's room. The singer and Miles lying next to each other on her bed in a romantic but still a little bit tense way for her. The singer. I'm not a prostitute. Miles. You are very beautiful. The singer. Most often I wish I wasn't. Miles. What happens if you just walks out of here? Just leaves him and let yourself be happy about it. The singer. Don't you think I have asked myself that over and over? Each of every day in my entire life. Miles. You must have. I just wanted to hear tea. He answer you come up with. I can't understand it. The singer. I'm not a prostitute. The mansion. Night. All men are at the dinner table again. Dirk's place is in the middle. Is he's. Connor in the same position. Connor. The war is close by, Mr. Stonebridge. Why have your operations over here? Dirk. Losing teams and deserters are cheaper. I'm a rich businessman. But only successful because of that touch for the stingy stuff. No offense, but I'm sure they going to kick your ass in the end. Connor sad smiley goes neutral. What do I know? But why? May I ask? Dirk. I having trouble big time of believing they are going to lose twice. I'm not a racist. But as a proud country of traditions, they deserve better. Connor. I'm glad that you are a sane man. Dirk. He. I do my best, Mr. McIntyre. What more could I ask for being a happy married man? Big house. Much opportunities. Secured future. Connor. Mr. Stonebridge. Can we pay in credit? Dirk sad smiley continues pretending he didn't hear him. Looking forward to every night with her. Close up on Jason's serious face looking at Connor. Dirk. Has made me regret I once was in dreams of such exclusively wonderful nights. Close up on Miles' angry look. Close up at the singer. Once again the tunes of the singer's lovely song sets the tone, but now it gets infected with her underlying understanding of an gesture and desperation. Connor. Mr. Stonebridge. May we continue our mission? Dirk. Sure. Why? Oh, you fooled me. You know what you are. A simple dog eating some low standards for you delicious food of some street. Woo feel any respects for a dog? Give me one reason I should listen to you any further. Connor. Because some are rich. Some are poor. That's how the world turns, because it was how it turned out. Dirk. Good point, Mr. Victim. But you are gonna smuggle her out, aren't you? You are leaving with her after we made that deal, which I was willing to do. Mob members surrounding everyone in the double-edged six-packs and points guns next to their back of their heads. Dirk sad smiley referring to one guard behind Connor that is holding the beer near his diaphragm to the sound of a filled glass, which is seconds later he pulled up the zipper put in front of Connor. Most of my men are liking my beer in here. But some unlucky ones thinks it tastes like piss. He. Connor has a gun quite powerfully approached to his back head making him grab the bottle prepared to drink. Jason pulls away his arm and quickly are about to take the bottle for him. Connor stops him by firmly grabs his hand and gives him a serious stare. Dirk. This is rich piss. Higher class than you're used to. Almost should be thanking me or here. Connor grabs it preparing in slow pace trying to get used to the sick thought. But it was an act, he makes an cakey. Cheering before buttons up with a huge smile. Drinks it all up. Jason sympathies with the man and holding his hand, but he takes it incredibly strong without any visible complaints. Dirk. Ah ha. Some dog you are. Boy. You at least lives up to your presentation. How about another one? Now the henchman points the gun even harder and aggressively to Jason's head, pulling it down deep halfway to the table. Miles reacts in desperation, even wants to stand up when he unleashes what the inner depth of what his heart got to say, but are quickly put down to his seat again and pushed aggressively to the table with the gun on his head. Miles. You can forget that. She doesn't love you. Get that, you turd. Force her if you want. Connor sat Smiley even more calm than before. How did you know? Dirk. Your friend isn't very discreet. Come on. Bottoms up. On the house. Connor. May I have another suggestion? Dirk. Go ahead. Connor puts up a dice from his pocket and demonstrates it like tool. Connor. This thing could determine how much more I have to take of this shit. 1 more. Or 6 more. See if you could catch up to me. There is nothing as triggering as a good contest, now is it? Dirk. All right, you got a good thinking, Mr. Deadman. How about it? Connor, well. Connor throws the dice that takes Dirk's childish attention and even all of his henchmen's. Connor quickly makes a fast move using hand-to-hand technique from behind. Grabbing his gun, lays backwards with his chair to the floor and shoots the two closest next to him. Freeze, Jason. Miles slams his guardian that are looking all at the action over there. Jason jumps to the piano and slams under it, and guns and machine guns falling out to him. Connor shows everyone around him until bullets runs out. As he avoids machine gun fire from German guards, he jumps up on the table and catches the Thompson Jason throws at him and taking out all the guards flank that shoot at him. Dirk sitting in shock looking at all the chaos around him in disbelief. Schoolgirl shoots his henchman from behind and grabs another gun thrown at him to fall backwards with his chair, shooting at both remaining henchmen and German guards at each side. Bob shoots henchman at the second floor that fired at him. Arnold rolls over the table to avoid bullets and sitting down ready as he knows the door will be open where the bullets came from, shooting the mass of Germans down the same second. They rushing in. Gizek throws a grenade at the door to their door on the opposite flank, exploding right as the German guards rushing in. A not quite dead German raises his gun trying to kill Dorner, but responds quickly by grab a kitchen knife for his dinner and throws it right in the German's forehead, killing him. Above Connor, a henchman tries to shoot him but misses. Connor manages to locate the location by logical thinking of the man's position and manages to shoot him twice in 1 foot, making him tipping over, landing with his head to the side of the table. From that follows Connor reloading his Colt while advancing to Dirk, offering his drink by pointing it out heavily in front of him. Dirk looks up at him like he's praying for his mercy inside. Connor, how about it, Mr. Stoner Garden? A drink? You don't have to. Connor puts his gun to the side of Dirk's head. Dirk takes it up slowly. Really tries to drink more than just touching it to his mouth for some second, but spits it out and nearly throwing up. Dirk. No. No. I'm sorry. I can't. Connor takes the bottle and spills out it all over Dirk's head. Connor. Ain't much of a dog. Are you? Stenberg and Osmond clear the second floor. Dirk. Take the boat. Take the boat. Connor. We planned to. You're really smart. No wonder you're so well heeled. Gizek finds David dead at his table sitting down. He must have taken a bullet to his head under the uprising. Paps standing outside the mansion, as his men from both Waffen SS and Ordinary Army rushing into the place. Storming the place, everyone takes cover except Miles, that runs forward to the singer and shoots the Germans behind her and throwing himself over her to cover her. Germans from the other side shooting at him like maniacs, but not knowing where they hit. The first wave we saw of Pap's Germans is getting shoot down by Stenberg and Osmond upstairs. A door in the middle of the table opens and once again Dorner throws a knife attached to a grenade, but this time a German sword hits a German straight in the head, but not killing him, given the time to see the grandee more definitely killing him and his companions aside of him. Connor sat smiley behind cover, exhausted of battle and griefs. David, you were always a brave man. I hated your guts. I don't know why. But you did good. Brave man. What else to say now, huh? Hey. Behind him rushingly are unknown door behind him getting open filled with more Germans than ever before. Fast Connor is jumping backwards over the table until he falls down on the other side with his two Thompsons in hand, taking them all out quite fast. Shooting Germans at the second floor, shooting at Svenberg and Osmond who runs and jumping backwards in desperation. Quite bad landing to the ground with their backs and arms, but makes it out all right. They continue shooting at a new wave about to shooting Herb in the back. Herb gets attacked by a German Nerby that tries to smack him with the rifle but knocks it away, and the German switch to a knife with which he tries to stab him with. Manages to pull his sniper rifle up front and press it under the German's mouth. Bullet goes right through the helmet and out. Giuseppe reacts by reflex, jumping backwards, still saving him, and turns in the air, shooting backwards the last of the German's first wave. The dying Miles dying over the singer who cries for him. He grasps for air in desperation and is into the task of protecting her from harm. Connor walks up to him while the others covering every angel's behind cover. Miles, you know a good story. Connor sad smiley smiles at him, like everything is okay. Not that one about the women, is it? Miles, no, God sake. I'm a different man now. Connor's face stopped moving. It's just still and silent. Connor walks up to check his pulse. Takes him of her, closing his eyes as he lays him aside next to the wall, distanced from her, in front of a big Christian painting where God is spreading salvation. Connor, you are. No one will ever know. But you would just fuck them all, wouldn't you? Amen. Connor walks up to her, touches her hair sweetly and talks to her in a soft voice. Connor, he died for your freedom. Now, I just wanted to make sure you know that. You know, people have done so much more stupid things for incredibly much less than this. Walks away. She doesn't cry. She is too much shock yet, so she just can't do it. Backyard PIR behind the house, closest boats ahead. Naturally. Taking the closest one as everyone looks the same. On a top above them lies Paps with a sniper rifle. Having a hard time to decide who of the men to kill as they advancing to the boat. Choosing Bob, who is the last in the line. Paps said smiley to Bobby in his sniper scoop. Here is something to think about. Bobby gets a shoot in the head that splits his head from the mouth. His comrades reacts in total horror and takes cover. They are now crawling all the way to the boat. Much slower. A cut demonstrates the time difference from then to present. Reaching the boat. Connor hurries on board. Is quick to start the engine and is just to pull away the ropes, connecting it to the mainland. Like Jason Voorhees, Paps jumping out from the water and grabs Connor, grabs him to avoid getting shoot or forward slash and stabbed, creating a big struggle. His men can't shoot cause of lack of shoots. Paps. Ha ha ha. Like I said. Witzber kaput. What do you think he thinks about that? Enrages Connor to struggle harder with all his power to force Paps to the side of the boat. Forcing out one of his extra large and explosive grenades to put it between his legs. As he pulls the safety out, Connor forces himself Backwards with the help of his leg heavily kicking Paps backwards to hurt himself. Back and forth by forced to the already pressured back. Connor puts up a flare that lies in the tiny box to the ship's left of him and shoots him at the already wounded side of his head, making him falling down and explode, making all his arms and legs goes up in the air along blood and water and various body parts inside of him. Connor relaxing on the floor for just 1 second. Connor sat smiley on the brink of breaking down to sorrow. I don't know. Something that fashion. Oh. Bobby. Asterisk Miles. Asterisk Davy. I'm so sorry. Connor pulls the flare to his head and closes his eyes as he wishes there were a chute left in it. A small store on he countryside near a road. A man armed with a heavy bazooka walks in with the same looks and charisma as Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men. The clerk doesn't notice as he is up to his work and always looked down. Antoine Sugar. Here I am. The clerk. Yes, sir. $8 and the gas is 1. The clerk looks up and can't miss the weapon. The clerk. Oh. What are going to do with that, Mr. Antoine Sugar? What business is that of yours, what I am going to do with that, monsieur? The clerk. Can't blame me for ask. Antoine Sugar just looks at him with a spooky stare that never moves. The clerk. Would there be anything else? Antoine Sugar. You decided. Now you ask. The clerk. No. The costumer is always right. Antoine Sugar. What kind of costumer am I? The clerk. Like everyone else. Like most of them. Buying gas. Paying for food. Antoine Sugar. You're lying to me. Can see it in your eyes. The clerk. No, I didn't. Antoine Sugar. You acting like you think I'm stupid. The clerk. Well, maybe a little paranoid. God, but who isn't? Antoine Sugar. I don't know, you tell me. The clerk. Tell you what? Antoine Sugar. Who's not paranoid? The clerk. It's just a matter of speech. Antoine Sugar. Is God just a matter of speech? The clerk. He's involved in it. Antoine Sugar nods his head, sorta buying it. The clerk. I'm praying every day. Antoine Sugar. Even more today. The clerk. Yes. Antoine Sugar. It was God. God is. The clerk. I believe so. Antoine Sugar puts his dice on the counter in front of him still. Has all his finger covering the result. The clerk looking down not knowing what's going on. Antoine Sugar. Take a look what he thinks. Maybe God is involved in this too. The clerk looks, Antoine puts his hand away and the dice happened to show 1. Antoine Sugar sad smiley revealed. Fortunate. He agrees with your faith. The clerk. What's that? Antoine Sugar. Just one God. Everyone loves a winner. The clerk. What did I won? Antoine Sugar. Everything. Antoine standing and just staring at him in a creepily calm way. On a small island a fisherman dressed as a somewhat nutty professor fishing after various forms that could be in his interests. In one of his bucket there is a mutated fish. He is not happy about all the fish he constantly getting in. He's looking for something more exclusive for his works. Exactly now like an answer to his prayers the rest of Pap's disturbing body floats up to him near the shore. For him to pick up with his gigantic fishing net. With the help of a lifting construction he can pull the corpse up to air for a clearer look. He looks at it and breaks out in laughter in madman's calm way. The double-edged six-packs are reaching the other side of the shore. Looks peaceful. It's nature and some small houses around everywhere, enough to build a illusion of a city. But it's all empty except a man that carries a big box in a quite far distance from them. The men secure the dock and all the small posts where the security used to work. All empty. Advancing to dry land. Meeting up in a bunch that covers the whole area, looking around and will spot the man in any seconds. Arnold. You think about this. Are we on the right track? Connor. I don't care anymore. Arnold checks his compass and give it a hard thought. Schenberg points a finger at the man in distance. Schenberg. A man over there. Carries something. A rich Jerry. Connor. Looks like a good worst case scenario to me. Dorner. Send him a postcard. Dorner puts up a paper he had prepared for a moment like this. And attaches it on his knife. Takes an aim and throws it at the nearest tree in only a tiny bit of distance between it and the still unknown man. Turns around. In a hard time if believing he's seeing. Walks straight up to the knife and with some hesitation takes the letter. And reads it. Friendlies. Unless you're a douche or a asshole. It reads. The man just laughs widely at its humor. The man walks down in a distance to the other, seen by the uniform to be on the same side. Meeting up and salute each other and realizing right away he is Ryan Matt. Ryan Matt. Salute to ya, fellas. Connor. Even though what we heard, it isn't quite harsh assumption that you're it. Ryan. Yeah. Sadly so. I am the only one. Connor. You're Ryan Matt. Ryan Matt sad smiley very shocked. Yeah. Not a celebrity or something. How you guess that? Connor. That's right, you're not a celebrity. But doesn't take to do a photo out here. Connor shows him the picture of him. Ryan grabs it and takes a closer look at it. Schenberg. That is you, isn't it? Ryan Matt. Yeah. Sure as fuck, but why? Connor. You're going home with us. Ryan Matt. What? Home? I mean. How? Connor. That one is easy. Your sister won on a lottery. Could buy some strings with money in the military high of staff. Residential. And here we are. Ryan Matt acts shocked. Like he having a bad conscience. Connor. What? You don't want to leave? Ryan Matt sad smiley pulls him somewhat back together. Well, you know. It's not one of the easiest things. Sharing hell with brothers. Along with our nightmares. In the living's beds forever. But hell. He. Fuck it. Let's go home. Connor sat smiley with some doubt. I'm glad you're taking it so well. As Ryan walks ahead with a happy but somewhat raw attitude. Doesn't Arnold believe that he hears him? Arnold sat smiley to Connor. Hey, even Schenberg knows that I wouldn't assign to save an asshole's neck. Ryan starts with his common wide superior laughter to himself, turns to Arnold. Ryan Matt. I can totally see where you're coming from. But believe me, I'm a really nice guy. Osmond. Just for a bit of curiosity, plus a little strategic thinking perhaps. What was that thing you were carrying? Ryan Matt. That, my friend, is exactly what I was referring to. Everyone who came to the conclusion of helping me carry it will split it with me. Big millions. Ryan Matt advancing halfway away from the group, halfway to the box. Connor. Hey. While they think, mind with the distance, okay. Ryan keeps walking without taking into much of what Connor yelled to him. Sudden fire with a line of bullets. Force Ryan to jump backwards for cover. The men reacts by just lay down on the ground as no cover is available for any of them in the closest distance. Osmond, halfway down to the ground, changes his mind and instead rushes to help Ryan. Osmond. Ryan. Arnold waving for peace instead of returning the fire right away. Arnold. Neen. Neen. Keen cry egg. We signed nur auf der Kreis. Es kann gut für eingehen. Germans run for all flanks except where the double-edged six-packs came from. Osmond tackles the still-standing and chocked Ryan. Surrendered by bullets landing around him to the ground and shoot down the Germans who were close about to aim for him. As they fall, Osmond gets all the bullets all over his stomach. In return, heavy mortar fire destroys their entire dock including their boat and sets their entire side of the sea at fire. All the men shoots like maniacs in order of trying in surviving this heavily outnumbering numbers of Germans and tanks. Succeeds of taking all the first wave out, but thanks to extremely good shooting and best will to survive, Ryan leaves without hesitation the dying Osmond to run for better cover behind his box just ahead, even though as heavy fire shooting at him again, which landing everywhere around where he runs, manages to reach a distance to throw himself in perfect position in front of the box who covers him from fire. Another wave attacking Connor's position and the fire is visible as more present by the bullets all the time is closer to hit the men who fighting the Germans down. Ryan is lying like a scared little kid and holding his HEAD, screaming in self-pity. Osmond is reaching up with his last powers, taking out a incredible numbers of Germans that was focusing all on Ryan. But right after that he is getting the fire again, in which feels like an eternity of dying. He's screaming, head determined of taking as many of them with him as possible. Explodes. Corpse collapses slowly to the ground. Most of Connor's resistance is dealt with, the last ones he can deal with fast and effective as he runs for Osmond in desperation, like he meant something extra more than the other men who died on him. Connor. Osmond. Men looks around from cover and securing the area with smokes and burning tanks. All seems clear. Connor grabs Osmond's body and lifts it up, even though it no longer has any head to stare back at him with. Puts it slowly back down again and once more half to let another KIA sink into his reality. Ryan is the same, just lying there and shaking like he's the only one with troubles in this world. From his perspective, if he was watching, Connor walks up to him and looks down on him. Connor. I'm sorry about the loss. Ryan wakes up from fear, takes his arms away and looks up back on Connor with selfish joy of relief. Ryan, Matt. What? It's over. Connor sat smiley, trying to hold his anger back. Yep. But your best friend won't carry the box for you anymore. Close up on Osmond. Ryan gets some understanding. Ryan, Matt sat smiley, a little shaky voice, afraid of Connor's opinion. I free. Didn't force him. Connor. But you glad he did, aren't you? I mean, didn't seem to be too disappointed of being alive just a tiny while ago. Ryan, Matt. Okay. It's my fault. I will live with it. Connor. Didn't say that. You keep missing the point. Men are surrounded by Osmond and are joined by Connor. All the men says farewell with each religion's type of pray. Ryan shares his respect before he can nothing but give his box some attention again, checking its damages earned. The tax of gold inside, still intact. Turns to the men once again, relieved by a powerful rush of joy. Ryan, Matt. Hey guys. The men are all looking at him, giving it a try. Ryan, Matt. The gold is okay. The men looks at him without any reactions. Ryan, Matt. If he That matters. Just wanted fill you in with the latest score. Connor walks up to him again with unchanged attitude. Connors, that's all it matters. Isn't it? Ryan Matt. I'm sorry. I really am. I do not think anymore. Don't know what's gone in to me. Connor. You should think about carry a weapon as well. Just to even things up. Just, in case. Connor reaches him Osmond Thompson. Accepts it. Ryan. Hell. Ryan walks away in some big steps and coming right back with the dead Germans. KSP 90. Ryan. I grab too. Ryan gets enraged by how the Germans dead threat he and his gold, goes away and kicks a German's dead body. Connor walks up to him again and interferes carefully with calm. Con. Or. Hey. Hey. In my unit we don't hate. We just do our jobs. That's bad enough. Ryan Matt. But you. You hate Nazis too. You kill them. Connor. I don't have time to hate them. Just kill them. Ryan reaches up to Connor's head for a question that he assumes to be very private. Ryan Matt. Let me just ask you one thing. If you had a meet with the Fuhrer himself, what would you ask? Connor. How it feels to mate himself. The perfect villain. Connor's looking ahead never changes. Ryan melts down in his head what he said after a meaning, it's very visible. A new tone from the next scene is created by the horizon. Sounds of war as a bridge between the scenes are built. Side shoot of the dark horizon with a combination of natural thunder and explosions caused by battles in the background. The shadows of the men is traveling by the screen. From left to right. The last two ones is seeing. Carrying the box at each side. They reaching a church, visual thanks to the beautiful white lights from within. The men stops for a quick discussion. Connor. I don't know about you guys. But I'm tired of traveling all night without any goddamn reason. Guys up. Jerry's starts war, Jerry's kills people, Jerry's cooks humans. Jerry's gassing dissidents. Skenberg. Jerry's raping nuns. Guys up. Exactly. Connor. Just a fast track. I'm not in the mood of losing any men either. Connor advancing and his men follows him. They check every window, one by one shoot. Looks clear. They walk inside. Place filled with delicious food and are all out. Rich environment cleaner than heaven. Surrounded by incredibly miraculous lights from every angle. Arnold, Herb and schoolgirl checking out the second floor. Giuseppe and Donna puts down the box nearest the door because it's so heavy. Connor walks up to the table, looks real careful with his kind of respect. Picks up a letter laid next to all. This 5-star stores to start reading it. Someone is hearing to be already start eating. Connor sad smiley referring to Ryan. Hey, here is something for you. Ryan is visible as the one who is the one doing the eating. Connor. Hi there, we didn't got the time to start our celebrating the great fruits Lord gave us for deep faith, hard dedication and solid stable goodness. During this test thy Father provide. That's too bad, isn't it? Tough luck. When negative energy passes by, huh? But anyway. Feel free to take our spot of God's reward to us, that would only make us feel even better and don't spare any of the food. Doubt that we can ever return. God bless you, whoever you are. Ryan can't care less about the stuff he readed for him, eating like a starving dog. Connor puts down the paper in disappointment of something bigger as he looks around at nothing. The man who checked upstairs returns and joins the rest at the big dinner table. Ryan. What's so great about it? Connor. Made me think. Think about when I was traveling through the dirty woods. Even more than when I did it just now. Ryan. What are the chances that I would come across them to bring my thanks? Connor sits down at the table and rather takes a banana to eat. When the others having the big meals? Connor. Incredibly slim. Why? Ryan. Then I can never return there. Goodness, and say how much it means to me. Connor. Exactly how much does that bother you? Ryan. How much do you want it to bother me? Connor. I'm not interested in that. Ryan. Then why do you ask me so many goddamn questions, acting all out being my ma? Or something. Connor sad smiley, giving up and being all dedicated to hopelessness. I don't know. I really don't know. Ryan. What happened to you? What kind of soldier are you? Connor. I'm a pawn. My enemies refers that to no better than a dog. Ryan. Hey. Some enemies, huh? I like dogs. More trustworthy than most folks. Ain't saying too fucking much. But anyway, Mr. Pawn. How did it all go down? Connor. I was in prison. Ryan. What? Not guilty. Connor. Guilty as hell. Ryan. Prisoners avoids war, for one thing. Connor, we avoid most things considering the free side of the outer walls. I had a chance to avoid death as well. By serving the military until the day I die. Ryan. Hey, fucking worth it. What if you get blown to pieces or something? Connor sad smiley, demonstrating with his banan. I like bananas. Most men around the table starts giggling. Connor. To your other, more juridical question. In that case, there are cells for people without limbs too. Ryan seems to have a serious heart for the first time. Connor. Affecting his nerves attached to his soul. Ria. N. Never heard of government's recruiting convicts. Quite in the more cynical book. Connor. They don't. Officially. My sister happened to have a contact in the Senate, who knew someone's cousin's uncle's stepfather. You know the drill. Since about 2 years back it's more than a miracle I'm still alive, all the battles not included. Ryan. You talk like a wise man. But claim you're the devil. Connor. Same shit. Ryan. Can't figure out your outfit either. Connor. Double-edged six-packs, but we must change the name again. Then once in a time we were 12. Ryan sad smiley gets all guilty like, but not in the way Connor wants to believe. Oh, I'm sorry man. Connor. Hey. Come on, it wasn't your fault, you didn't force him, remember? Ryan. I guess so. Connor. For those who are interested, I could only start a team from scratch. On normal papers there. We don't exist. Ryan. No medals. Connor. No medals. Ryan. Except mine, if you want to. Connor. Keep it, client. Ryan. Gotcha, soldier. All the men are cheering and laughing. Ryan stands up, all emotional without crying. But really wants to give his soul for this speech. Ryan. I know how I behaved. No respect for war comrades that sent here to get me home alive. I wasn't always an asshole. My brothers said I was a saint. Wouldn't go so far, but admit that it's quite a compliment from brothers. The whole table laughing hard for some seconds. Ryan. For me, you could be my brot. Hers attached like my last one's as easily as airborne attached to my soul. That's saying after one day. For those assholes it took about half a year. The table laughs hard. Ryan, Cheers my protectors, I will donate all my gold in the box to you. The crowd loudly grasped for air, both in shock and respect for the man's sudden humbleness. Ryan. I love you, my brand new brothers. Ryan raises his glass all he can to in the air. Ryan. For the double-edged six-packs. Forever. All of them raises their glazes and shouts the double-edged six-packs as Ryan joins very fast in screaming. Stands until he bottoms up his glass along with all the men. Ryan. What's with the name? You like beer that much? Connor. Me. No. I hate alcohol. Ryan. Then why? Connor sad smiley smiles at him wide. Because I love my men as much as you do. Ryan and Connor slams their fists together. Antoine Sugar comes driving with an old sports car in the middle of nowhere in the night. Stops by a checkpoint, where he from a German soldier walks up to the car to talk to him. Antoine shoots the German dead through the window. Two others advancing from each side open fire on him. Bullets only hit the car. Anton puts out his silenced shoot gun and shoots them as well. Only one of these two dies. Close up on the last living German lying wounded on the ground looking at the car coming at him, starts to beg him not to drive him over. We see it's getting closer when lights blends his face. The car coming closer in quite a slow sadistic style. More begging and waving with hands. A tire crushes his head and the car drives by in a cozy matter. Like nothing happened just now. The open field of dead Germans are treated like a crime site by German soldiers, some generals and Nazis in a coats in detective flirting style. Antoine is arriving there and walks up to a detective that gives him a rushed guided tour around the scene. Assumably knowing each other close in a long time. The detective pointing his flashlight at the things he highlights. Det. Audric. Hi. Mr. Sugar. I always liked sugar on my coffee. Here we have dead professional Antoine. Double-edged six-packs. Det. Audric. No. No ever at work. Here. Same story. Pointing to the knife that hit it perfectly in the German's corpse right in its forehead. Det Audric. Very professional. Possibly a hitman in his former life. More detectives teams together for this investigation when they walk into the scene. Det. Brawn. Dead bodies all over the fields. Yes. Indeed professional. Det. Morseman. We only killed one of them. Det. Brawn. Not too many leads. We should group after them in the needle numbers of trails and surround them. Det. Morseman. How many exactly? Det. Brawn. 2. Det. Morseman sad smiley gets sheingly optimistic. Oh. They're done for. Det. Audric. New. No fun being them. Antoine signals carefully with his left hand that he wants a flashlight. Morseman reaches his spare from his back very fast to him. Antoine grabs it and shines for a microsecond at the ground to light Morseman in the head. Shoots him in the forehead. Quickly the same procedure with Audric and Braun before they either got time to react. Some German soldiers starts shooting in the distance. Most advance to the place. But he is already gone, like a ghost. They. A rooster walks and eats in front of a hill. Flees away when the shadows of the double-edged six-packs walking up ahead in a calm marching way. Walking nearwards creating a line of small forest. Walking past it and many dead soldiers from Ryan's airborne unit is visible. The men realizes what's half opened, shoot down by someone in front. Skenberg. What the hell is that? Ryan sad smiley informative but humorous. That my new friend, was my old Buddies. Shoot down by an mean-spirited SOB cocksucking son of a bitch bunker that ended it all. For them. Keeping quiet, walks sideways and sneaks past the dangers. Coverage. Ryan makes sure that he is the one who stuck around longest. After he got nervous by some sounds. As all the other has left, he goes ahead and takes a closer look. One of the men is still barely alive. Trying with all shaky voice to talk to Ryan. Ryan is all but pleased to see that dying soldier. Smart son of a bitch. Why create your own trap when you can let the Fritzes do the dirty task for you? Ryan. Come on, don't lay this hit all. One me. You guys were the ones to insist to take that mean-spirited SOB dick-sucking son of a bitch bunker. Dying soldier. You didn't really mind us to die too much either. It makes sense. More money to you. You like that? Ryan. Shame on me. Shame on me. For didn't want to throw my life away for a mean-spirited SOB cocksucking son of a bitch bunker. You screwed up. You got yourselves killed. Dying soldier. It was a trap. You lured us into it. You and your goddamn box. Ryan sad smiley gets a bit sad. I didn't create this world. I didn't want the Americans and Germans to fight each other. We had our good times going at each our sides in the world. Before this. Why is it so much to ask to bring some fortunes back, except only along with all the heartbreaks and unpleasant dreams at nights? Dying soldier. I don't get it. But it doesn't matter anymore. I called him in. That's right. Close up on the dying soldier's shaking right hand holding a walkie-talkie. Dying soldier. The best hitman in town. Guess what, it was his buddy's money you stole. You're in for it now. Take your bucks. Ryan enrages and rushes ahead to the dying soldier, who starts to make a deal of a little too big noise. Dying soldier. Pay the devil or something. Ah ha ha here. Ryan settles down next to him and covers his mouth and nose. Looks away from him as the noises of the dying man fades away to oblivion to negotiate with his own hurts. Ryan. Why bother him? How stupid. That guy looked like a bump. The homeless with his own lucky charms and silent wisdom. Let's see. The men are landing for a team talk behind a small hill that will lead to the enemy's flanks. Jason and Connor are sneaking ahead by crawling up the hill. Herb. What is this all about? Giuseppe. Thought I saw a bunker. Stenberg. Could swear I saw two. Herb. Shit. Too far even for me. Arnold. Good. Won't make it a long run. Giuseppe. What, we going to storm that fucking thing? Connor and Jason laying low and predicts the situation with binoculars and scoops the area ahead. The sight of the scope showing two bunkers ahead of a communication central. Jason. Jup. That's the deal. Connor. Doesn't necessarily change a thing. Jason. What do you mean? Connor showing uncaring attitude as he is about to slowly crawling back down. Connor. They won't troubling us. Jason grabs him. Jason. We may be low lives, but low lives can still have dignity. What's the point of staying alive without decency? Wasn't that the point of the group? Connor. The point I figured was to stay alive. Jason. That's it. Connor. We are saving a man, so. No. Jason. They are going to ambush others. We won't care, we will live on. Knowing of the unknowing. Connor sat smiley real tired and temporarily takes off his helmet to shaking his hair. You know buddy. This work have made you think too hard. You can all relax soon. Jason sat smiley real aggressive. Just tell me one thing Captain. Why? You could at least give me a fucking argument. Why dot? Connor. You want an argument? Alright. Alright. Look at us. We are 9. They have a bunker. And they're at least good for 6. You know what that means. They could just the same be 20. We are tired. We are doing their war. They would not care any more than less about our dead corpses either, believe me, you see. That's many small argument. Helping building each other to a huge one. Jason. Answer me honestly. If you were an ordinary soldier, you would have been so eager to take those bunkers. You've been there already. Connor breaks himself free and goes back to the others. Connor. I always answering you honestly. But to be extra honest, if I would have been a respected citizen, I wouldn't have tried for that bunker. Even if I had 50 soldiers. Close up on Jason's angered face, filled with some determination he struggles to keep down. Connor landing down on the small little hill he glides at. Schoolgirl. So what's the deal, coach? Connor. We make a quick turn and pass them. Less war, more living, right? Herb. Roger that sense when I see it. Men are about to grab their gear and moving out. Jason makes a suicide run alone and after coming to a distance, he starts firing. Connor's men gets all confused, not knowing what to do. Connor lands and acts by instinct and runs over the hill. Ryan comes running and every man have left over the hill. Except Giuseppe. Ryan. Ah. Everyone fighting. Giuseppe. Except me. Think it's kinda stupid of a unarmed medic to run around and getting shoot. Ryan. Good point taken. Never get shoot in vain. Ryan runs past him and gets over the hill. Heavy fight close to the bunkers. Following one of two groups splitted in half to even the odds against each bunker. Connor's group almost reach up to Jason, but of course, no turning back at this point. Jason has changed to bazooka and fires at the bunker, but probably a little too short. Hard to see for the heavy explosion. Ryan runs into the field but stops in an early point to take cover behind a dead bull in field of animals' death. Heavy firefights in the background, but he grasps some power to listening to the beautiful sounds of nature and spare looks at animals that still are living. Until his sight grabs on a hunted bird that no longer can fly nearby him. Picks up the bird and gives it a very sensitive massage, smiling at it with great sympathy. Ryan. Am I a bad man? Are I really such a bad man? The other group with Stenberg, Arnold and Schoolgirl attacking their bunker. Arnold running towards and manages to fire down a German, but gets pinned down and forces to roll for cover behind a pile of dirt. Schoolgirl takes over by fire at the German that fired at Arnold, but the German that was standing inside the bunker jumps out as Schoolgirl jumps in. Cause of each at hers fire. The other German manages to fire faster and more accurate than Stenberg, who also has to jump for cover. Stenberg's attacker has a good opportunity to fastly run forward the bunker to take him out. But in the last second he manages to, in the biggest hurry, just manages to turn the bunker's MG42 at him and fires him to pieces. At the opposite angle, Schoolgirl's attacker turns very fast to open fire at Schoolgirl, but thanks to the fire that Arnold once again stood up to give the German in the back, Schoolgirl is given the time to fire at the chest that cuts him in half. Ryan is now alone and looks tired, listening how the sounds of war and explosions slowly tunes down to nothing. Silence. Arnold sad smiley in distance, desperate tone. Man. We need a doc over here. Connor sad smiley in distance. Ryan. Giuseppe. Bags over here. Take extra medical kit. Ryan rushes up and runs back. Ryan's at the top of that hill above Giuseppe talking to him. Ryan. The war is over. Follow me and grab everything. You got someone's hit. Come on. Giuseppe reacts in more concern than Ryan and grabs every bag. He's got to run after Ryan over the hill. They run through the mist of war before they can tell what's ahead. Contouring witness first that soldiers standing in worries ahead of the actual event. A man is lying wounded on the ground with men surrounded around him treating his wounds. Close up on a terrified Ryan, which running stops and he's trying to aim for some air, but not of exhaustement. Jason is it all over his stomach. Shoot brutally wide open. Everything from ITSPs unless the men keep their pressuring hands on his belly. Putting bandages on and powder to stop the bleeding in stupid desperation. Arnold, help him, help him. Schoolgirl sad smiley all down to tears. Help him with fucking what? All he's. It's outside, don't know what to do. Connor sad smiley stables the mood with calm Orcsarian leadership that went through this before. Take it easy, take it easy. It's going to be alright. Jason. I had to, my friend. I had to. Arnold. Hold him Togita. Hold him Togita. Herb. Over here, over here. Giuseppe landing on the scene and his looks do not look promising. Connor looks at him. Giuseppe looks back. His honest face tells the whole story. His body acts just for the sarcasm of looks that he's doing something. Connor knows, even before he saw the doc's face. Now takes all he has left with Jason. Connor. Why did you do it? Jason. Jason. Do you really wanna know? Connor. Yes. I do. Jason. He. This will make you laugh too. I couldn't live with myself otherwise. Connor. Do you see me laughing? Jason. I've seen you laughing every day. Inside. Who were you back home? Connor. I was working at a gas station. In a small town that was stationed within the small town. Jason. I'm suddenly getting filled with regrets now. This doesn't feeling too good. Connor. You're my brother. It's not much. But I hope that means SOM. Thing to you. Jason. Hey. Couldn't live with yourself. Otherwise, you know brother, we had our disagreement. But you came. That's what brothers do. Connor sat smiley overwhelmed by gratefulness. Thank you brother. Jason. Don't mention it, bro. Don't mention it. His passing is fast in such a way it just ends without affecting the atmosphere at the moment it happens. Men realizes and they look in shock. Close up on Jason's face. Just lying there in peace and a little smile is visible. Cuts to a close-up on a German that is so scared and begging for his life so hard that his face can reflect as a smile. Close by and end of a bar rifle is hitting him repeatedly in the head. Ryan runs at Skenberg that still repeats to beat the German to take a closer look. Skenberg said smiley to Ryan. So nice to see you dropping by. Stops to drag him up and all the other soldiers advancing in the background. The survivor's perspective is somewhat blurry and parts of it are drenched in blood. Men are advancing to him, unsafety their guns to eventually shoot him. Carl the duck. Shoot me. Please don't shoot me. I don't knew what happened. Men are looking at Connor for his orders. Connor just stares at him. Arnold walks forward to round him a question. Arnold. As du get okay Jason? Carl the duck. Neen neen neen. Neen neen. Ich weiß. Nicht einmal wissen, where Jason ist. Ryan walks up to Connor while men just are advancing to the survivor. Ryan seeks some contact, but Connor is just empty. Ryan looks everywhere, seeks something to handle, decides to walk away but is stopped in the last second by Connor. Connor. Jason used to be the one walking by me. Like you're doing now. Is that your job now? Ryan. We are in this, both you and me. Connor. You still got your gold, but I just lost a family member for each day. Ryan. It's your gold too. It's not mine, told you. Connor. There is something I never wanted to tell you. Ryan sees the men starting to torture the survivor with knives. Puts some bullets in sensitive spots of their arms and legs. Ryan. Aha, quite gruesome. Connor. Your brothers are dead. Ryan's face just freezes. Connor. I know. The question is who you would want to kill mostly at this moment. Wouldn't blame you if you do. Right before I meet you, I can't forget to remember I told Arnold I didn't care anymore. Ryan starts to cry a little. Holds it back. But it's visible how big his fundamental suffering is. His head goes through emotions of missing, anger and determination to go on to a new life without them. Connor. I think I said it because I don't know. Don't care, and don't know is basically as guilty of destruction, I guess. Ryan walks up ahead to him, facing his face closely. Connor. I think I said because I didn't knew. But now, finally I know something. Not that I honestly miss Jason more than any other men I lost at this rate. But I know if he didn't rushed away Lee K, you fucking idiot, he could have made himself memorable. Not just fucking throw it away and stayed thrown away. Ryan. I could ask you why you didn't tell me before. Tense moment. Close up on Ryan's gun he's holding down. Connor. I didn't ask you where you been. Ryan. Why didn't you? Connor. Brothers doesn't do that. Ryan accepts. Looking at him with an empty look before he turns and walking away to the survivor. Still getting tortured in the same style. Ryan walks up and with determination stops, knowing what to do. Puts up his gun. Carl the duck. Fuck Hitler. Shoots. Hits the survivor right between his eyes. Ends his enormous suffering. Silence endures. Focusing on Ryan. He just looking up at the sky. Sounds of nature surrounds him again. Looking down. Puts up the bird from before that still lives and touches it. Again with a lovely compassion. Smiling at it. Ryan said smiley to himself. Am I such a evil person? Am I really that bad? The double-edged six-packs are crossing a nature's bridge to a landscape that combines country and town, that works as an introduction to a city. Checking every outhouses very carefully, really standing guards all the time. Someone's foots are walking down a street. Carrying a captive bolt pistol attached to a tank. Soundless like a ghost sneaks up on a German sniper that sits and aims behind a fallen table and shoots him in the back of the head with it. Antoine Sugar just passing on just as calmly like before to the end of the street. The double-edged six-pack have reached the open field of grass that leads to the beginning of the streets where the city's at. Suddenly jumps camouflaged Germans in green up from holes they digged under the ground from every angle surrounding them. The men jumping to the ground as a close and extreme firefights going on. Connor manages to jumping backwards. To lying on the ground shoot the German that almost hit him. While all Germans is being taken out schoolgirl. Giuseppe and Herb getting slighter wounds in legs and arms. Ryan has to run to his box to open it and check that all his gold made it alright. Connor standing put with the others in a small distance. Looking at his priorities. Connor said smiley to himself. People can change, huh? Suddenly another German that missed the timing jumping out and shoots Arnold in the chest. Instantly killing the man who died already before his body jammed the ground. Every man shooting the lone German to pieces. Connor walking up to Arnold, is about to sit down to pick something from his pocket. But no time. Gets fired upon once again. Behind a street corner for cover is Antoine Sugar and fires. With his silenced rifle. The men rushes away aiming for crossing the city rather than combat, but of course returning their fire best they can. At Antoine. Antoine just casually reloads his rifle as bullets crossing him. Hitting his covering wall and ground around him. Crossing the streets. In sort of panic, very fast. Shooting at Germans in corners. Up in windows, dead German. Falling down. Grenades are falling out, missing them. Barely. Keep shooting everywhere they can see Germans in close corners. Giuseppe really don't want to fight anymore, but as tons of Germans is closing at his tight corner leading to another street right to him, he starts to open fire, killing every one of them, screams in pain. Looks at the mass of dead enemies, takes some seconds to breathe heavily with suffering in his eyes. Quick keeps running along the others quite ahead of him. Antoine walking by an empty apartment, passing a messed up German corpse that he has killed and takes a quick detour by shooting the door open with his captive bolt pistol. By aiming at the crank and the damaged lock is flying out, visible for the double-edged six-packs that noticed him coming. But gets surrounded by Germans for another heavy firefight. At close range from top to bottom. Avoiding bullets. Masses of dead Germans and falling Germans hits the ground. From rooftops. Antoine is out, but no one has the time to fire at him but Giuseppe. That takes a consideration to fight once more by facing him close head to head, emptying his new magazine that should hit and killing him. But like SOM miraculous intervention doesn't. Antoine puts up his rifle for aim and shoots Giuseppe the chest, that in its power cuts the head of, making it fly into the nearest wall behind him. Stenberg stands in panic about to fire at Antoine but gets grabbed in the arm by the already determined if fleeing Herb, and Dorno throws his Grandy attack knife at Antoine. That avoids it, waving his arm at it, separates the two things and the Grandy explodes near him. All the double-edged six-packs are running through the city and reaches a tunnel surrounded by wrecked buildings. Meaning it's the only way to pass at a practical note. The men sliding down the tunnel and the last man, Connor, leaving a couple of grenades, throwing them in the tunnel before he runs away. Blowing the tunnel up ultimately isolates it for any passing. The men passing are celebrating full-packed chaotic city with crowds that thinks the war is already over. The men just wants to pass and get as far away as possible, but here they are gods and everyone wants to embrace them, kiss them and put flowers on their helmets. They passing through as well as they can. Antoine is slowly walking and looks investigatingly at the wreckage the grenades left. But doesn't take the fact he can't keep pursuing them for now that hard. He just stares at what is and what's about to become. The double-edged six-packs checking into an expensive hotel. Meets by supporting people, for them they are heroes and liberation itself. They won't even have to pay a dime. At the counter Connor is in lead. Still followed by people that touches their back and shouts in happiness. Connor puts up some lousy dirt dollars on their beautiful desk. Surrounded by this beautiful environment. Connor said smiley doubtful, almost sarcastically. This'll be enough. The rich owner coming and shaking his hand like he's meeting a living legend. All THJE employees bows respectfully. Franchi. He. Let me put it this way. Your money is no good here. He. Puts the money back close to Connor. Picks it back. Men looking at each other with quite some shock that are hard to make a realization. Franchi. Please. Stay as long as you like. Connor. We won't troubling you more than necessary, I promise you that. Franchi. Oh, no, trouble us as much as you want, please. Connor shaking his hand heavily and seriously grateful. Connor. Thank you, you are a good man. Franchi. Dot. Then what are you then? Dot. Connor. A hound on its road to nothingness. Men grabs their keys, Connor walks away. Schenberg's and Herb's room with Connor on a quick visit. Grabbing a expensive wine from the room services table that was left very near the door. Herb. Don't know how you do it. Connor sad smiley just before opens and drinking. Home. Herb. Leading your men so well, and still take our deaths so well. Connor. Same thing I guess. Herb. So it's true what you told Arnold. He's been dead longer, but still it bothers me. You don't care anymore. Connor. What is there to care about? Ask yourself that question before you ask anyone that. Herb. It's a good vine. Connor. Yes, it is. A Bordeaux 1871. Herb. You know your vine. Connor. Only when I drink it. See ya. Have fun. Herb going to sleep already in his luxury big bed that have distances to Schenberg next to him, but Connor stops in a epic mood with something big on his heart. Connor. And one thing. Herb reacts very seriously with his looks at him. Connor. Do not let your country ask what you can do for it. Let your country ask what it can do for you. Connor leaves the room. Herb is not as hurried to sleep just now. Inside Connor's room, Ryan sits on the bed with the box next to him, securing and counting that all the hundreds of coins still there. Connor walks in without judging him, as always, but are visibly focusing on his actions. Connor. Still rich. Ryan. Connor. Still alive to dot. Ryan, you want me to feel ashamed of something? Connor. No, I'm the wrong example for that. Ryan. Then please, lay off my back. Connor. I just want to talk to you. Why do you think I'm the devil? Ryan. You know that's exactly how I feel. You looking at me. Connor. That would take a brain. Ryan. What? Connor standing right in front of him and looking down at him. Connor. Listen. I'm stupid. I'm not your class. This your home, not mine. As I'm sure you already noticed. Ryan. No. I don't care about it. Like you do. Connor. I'm glad. I really am. No sarcasm this time. Connor gives him an honest, soft and friendly touch on his head. Walks away. Connor. There is hopes for you, kid. Ryan continues counting. Connor sits down on an expensive, nice shining chair to the right corner to the door and puts up 2 cards on Jason and Arnold as young. Not to make him cry. He have proven long ago he knows water well. For him to do that. His nostalgic eyes wants to. Connor sad smiley to himself. That's what brothers do, kid. They care even when they wish not to. Antoine sitting in a poor man's simple hotel room with noisy neighbors. Takes off his pants and jacket, where the big wounds are. Cut to a small doctor's operating table near the bathtub in the bathroom. Puts scalpel, benzedrine, stitches and nails and a gripper. Starts out by fill the wound on the stomach with shoe cream aggressively, without making him get overexcited with pain. His face are still free of expressions. A bar. At night. Drunk Ryan is out drinking and joking with some fellas and their girlfriends. Ryan. You think him a hero? You think him a hero? Party guy. Hey, you saving my country. Kicking Hitler out. Ryan raises his glass to cheer with him. Ryan. Fuck Hitler. Party guy raises his as well and smiles big and very agreeingly. Party guy. Fuck Hitler. The smash that glazes Togita and drinks it aggressively. Ryan. My brother's died. And I'm going home. To Ma. With some excuse. Party guy. Excuse. For what? Ryan. I was always the worst. I was so cheap. Never let them play with my toys. Never can remember I shared a ice cream. Party guy. You didn't think they were going to die. Ryan, they all were out in the war. Decent chance. Party guy. All of them. Ryan starts to give up the argument he's building up. Goes back to the defensive lines along the bottle. Aims soon for another cheer with party. Dude. Ryan. You have a point, must handle it to ya. Raises his glass again and aim shy to party dude again. Ryan. Fuck Hitler. Cheers once again with as big happiness. Party dude. Yeah, fuck Hitler. Just fuck him. Ryan insists to cheer again, they do a small one. Ryan is about to drink, but needs to talk some more. Ryan. Fuck Hitler. Fuck Hitler. Fuck Hitler. Fuck Hitler. Fuck Hitler. Party dude. Fuck Hitler, man. Just fuck him. Inside Connor's hotel room. All dark, he is sleeping. Someone tries to open the locked door. One time with calm. A second time with more noise. Distance from the door. Silence for a while with nothing really visible but lights from the outside window covering some of the higher side of the door. The lock getting shoot in with a captive bolt pistol. But doesn't make that much noise that Antoine wakes Connor. As if he could have feeling for exactly how hard he can fire that thing to control the sound of it. Walks in slowly and sits next to Connor by the chair who were standing close by his side of the bed. Connor wakes up the light from the bulb standing on a small table next to the bed. Looking calmly at Antoine as he is about to wake up. Antoine sits relaxed with his silenced rifle at his knees. Looking back at him with an empty face trying to smile. Connor. I've seen you before. Antoine. When I tried to take your lives. Connor. Why, what do you want? Antoine. The money is in here, aren't it? Connor. How did you found us? Antoine. Transmitter. Holding it up visible to Connor and puts it on the bed in front of Connor. Connor. Just grab them and get out. Antoine. I could have grabbed more. Connor. You still can. Antoine sad smiley fascinated, enjoyed, happy. Yes. Yes. Connor. Are you sick or something? Need your medication? Antoine sad smiley frustrated, almost sounds like laughing sounds. You all are just the same. Connor. I bet. Antoine. He stole from me. And if you're helping a thief, do you consider yourself being a thief too? Connor. I helped him. He's my reward. But it doesn't matter. Antoine. Now how could that be? Connor. I don't care anymore. Honor. The right thing. The third rich to be, or not to be. Righteous. Justice. You see. There you go. Antoine. He fooled me. But if he fools you too, would that be your problem? Connor. What sentence in I don't care is too complicated for you? Antoine is giving up on the man. But it's not visible. He just with some care with a wide open mouth standing up, checking the man. It looks like Connor is ready to die. Steps forward the box right in front of Connor's bed. Cut to the bar Ryan's at, carrying the true bag. Cut back to the hotel room as Antoine opens it up, realizing he pulled the joke on him. Walks at Connor with a really spooky look staring at him. Raises his rifle about to shoot him. Something is rising just between Connor's legs. Antoine looks down, wondering if it could be his penis. A blam goes out from it and Antoine reacts in a little shock and fires right back. Connor rushes out of the bed and grabs the transmitter as he rushes out to the window as he shoots backwards at Antoine, which troubles he's firing at him that hits the side of the window he's jumping out. Lands on the back street and is too fast to give the following Antoine any opportunity to fire at him from that angle. Before he manages to cover. Takes a look at his weapon, a Colt 45. Unsafe sight before he walks up the street to eventually stop a car. A German army car with a lone driver has to stop for the man standing in the middle of the road. Connor walks straight in and sits down next to the German soldier. German driver. Was ist das? Sie sollten mit diesem Sushi essen. Connor. I don't want anything. But get away from here. German driver. Wo sind wir? Connor just waving his gun round and round demonstrating that he's in a rush. Connor. Anywhere you like. Just go, go. The driver starts doing that, but not long after that he get several shoots in the head, splitting the half face. Connor reacts and sees Antoine in distance before the car's window that he shoots but barely misses Connor, who steps on the dead man's foot for some gas and takes over the wheel. The car is about to driving past Antoine and Antoine keeps firing with his small pistol as Connor avoiding them the best he can by laying down for cover. Connor returns the fire by shooting through the already damaged window. A bullet passes Antoine's head by inches according to the sound. He doesn't care more but the fact he no longer can follow the car that just passed him by foot. Schoolgirl's room. Next morning. All men have placed themselves for a team meeting before takeoff. But no sign of Connor. Skenberg. All right, men. Who's in charge now? I mean, we have no time to go look. Ryan, we definitely should go. When's the Redensvers at? Herb. We are not exactly the Three Musketeers. Ryan. I never liked that book. Schoolgirl. The boat's PTA is in matter of hours from now. The river is short from here. But war ain't about chances. Ryan. That's enough time. Herb. In the middle of a war, surrounded by German mad dogs. Ryan. I know something. I haven't told you about that guy. He must have tracked. Schoolgirl. All right, enough out of you and your secrets. We eat, then we go home. Herb sad smiley filling in. Connery is a big boy. Can find his way home himself. He would have wanted it. We don't even know where to fucking look. Ryan falls into the rest of them and packing the final small weapons into their bags and leaves the room. Eating downstairs at the built-in restaurant that is exclusively rich as heaven, where they look more dirty. But everyone's loved them the most. See, heaven. Skenberg. Why didn't we hear anything? Mayor's room looked like a battlefield itself. Schoolgirl. Titanic walls, state of the art. Floats better than the ship. Ryan. Aren't you guys all sad about the Herb said smiley in a very sharp but professional tone. That's the end of the discussion. Subject. Ryan drops IT and continues eating with a huge shame. Schenberg. As I asked before. Who's in charge now? Schoolgirl. Until we see a dead body, Connor is. Now. Eat and shut up, and enough of that. All the men focusing all on eating. The double-edged six-packs advancing through a small party of woods and go down a quite small little hill down a road. Fastly through for new cover at the other side's mini-forest that just collide with the sea. They waiting a short while they all get good positions in case of an unpredicted attack. Ryan is up front toe-to-toe with Herb and Schenberg with the box near the flow. On the other side of the hill are many big groups of German, fastly advancing, about to reach the top of the hill. Ryan waiting impatiently for the boat. Herb can smell someone coming, he's looker prepared for them. Schoolgirl looks at something troubling with some desperation. Down the hill the attackers are running. Herb starts hooting with his sniper rifle, taking out 5 of 10 Germans that are the first line of attackers as fast as possibly possible for him. Schoolgirl and Dorno advancing to meet the attackers and by low standings shooting most of the rest of the first wave down. Dorno jumps away from the bullets on the ground, and lying on the ground throws AK knife to the German's neck. At the left flank suddenly Germans appear out from the woods, forcing Schenberg to leave for helping Dorno and Schoolgirl to shoot that big group down. Herb must switch from his ordinary weapon to 2 Thompsons to fire the huge group of second-wave Germans advancing over the hill. Manages but gets shot in the leg and left arm in the process, falling down in pain, unable to move. Ryan hesitates. Close up on Herb in brutal pain. 2 huge groups from 2 sides of Dorno's, Schoolgirl's and Schenberg's flank gives them one hell of a extreme close combat fight and plenty to do on their own end. Ryan sees the third wave of quite some group of Germans advancing. Quickly has to make a decision to leave his gold sight. Running forward and shooting them all down to pieces with a bar machine gun, saving Herb. Ryan sighs out in anger, doesn't like to kill anyone, but his interest in saving his gold comes first now. A new flank of 3 Germans from the side down the shore. One of them is focusing most on the box. Herb sees IT first and takes up his right Thompson to reload IT. Ryan, who stared at the hill, looks back and realizes the new contact. Herb shooting down 2 of them, so only the last German who tries to steal the box remains. Herb. Hey man, pick me up. I'm hurt, can't walk. Ryan is so focused on the gold so he rushes away from him. Down the shore. Ryan. Hey. My gold. That's mine. Ryan runs to the German, who doesn't listen and only quickly tries to carry the box away. Ryan keeps running towards him and open full fire on him that hits both his arms and the left with so many bullets that IT gets chopped off. Reaches up to him and slams away his weapon with his, grabs him and in real deep concern for his gold puts the machine gun up his chest and demolishing his back with bullets flying out behind IT. Ryan. My gold, don't you touch my gold. Don't touch IT. It's mine. Dorno throws a bunches of grenades, taking care of a big deal of Germans from 3 attacking close directions. Schoolgirl jumps to the ground behind a rock and shoots down a big group of Germans as things is about to calm down. Ryan stops, getting control of the box that are about to float out in the river, and Ryan follows IT entirely. Ryan. Help. Help. I can't grip it. The boat arrives, but its direction is closer to everyone but Ryan's position that keeps floating away out in the ocean. Dorno and Schoolgirl focusing on carrying up Herb to go for the boat that has placed itself ready to pick up. Ryan getting some fire from a little group of Germans firing from the other side of the river. Schenberg looks around after Ryan, and realizes his position. out. Does never hesitate to run after him. Ryan uses the box as cover and helps him mount the machine gun to fire back close on the Germans' backs as their heads get mutilated by Ryan's fire, all falling backwards on the ground dead. Schenberg rush into the river after Ryan. Schenberg. Matt. Ryan tries to change the direction but not so good. Schoolgirl, Donna and Herb is on board. Fast gets a grip of Ryan's and Schenberg's situation. Donna is about to jump in, but Schoolgirl pushing him backwards and jumping in the water himself. Another wave of Germans advancing from behind the dead Germans at the other side. Schenberg reaches up to Ryan to help him floating the box and now the direction works perfect. Schenberg. Hey, you alright? Ryan. Please, just help me with the gold. Taking very heavy fire from Germans standing in front of the bodies. Bullets hitting everywhere around them and the box Schenberg uses for cover. Schoolgirl swims as fast as he can. The Germans keeps shooting and shooting, more advancing and the situation feels more than desperate. Schoolgirl reaches up to them and grabs the box that increases the speed even more. Schoolgirl. Just leave it. Ryan. No. We must take it on board. There is no time for argument, they just keeping on swimming really fast as all the bullets flying over and landing all around them. Close up on even more Germans firing at them. Ryan pulls up his machine gun and fires with less aim at their direction. For a small second some of them stops shooting as a line of bullets hits near the ground they're standing. As they come closer to the boat also mortar fire slams down close to them. Close up on all the Germans that just keeps shooting at them. Close up on a mortar that gets loaded with grenade and fires. Just about to reach Donna's and Herb's hands. Donna reaching Ryan up to safety and goes on to help Schoolgirl, but as he gets dragged up, fire cuts Schoolgirl's arm off. Ryan runs to the back of the boat to safety with his box and hugs it in a comforting way and cries. Herb is holding on to the shoot-off arm in total shock and disgust in the same time. As Donna tries again, Schoolgirl gets it in the head and is seeing die instantly. The rest of the men in total panic drags Schenberg up to safety. The boat quickly advancing away from danger. Ryan cries out with his gold, but slowly gets more optimistic as he touches it like his own son as the enemy's fire fades away to calmness. Ryan. It's alright, it's gonna be alright. The rest of the men lies on the floor and suffering from their latest extremely cruel experience. Herb goes to the railing with Schoolgirl's arm to the river, and hesitates if he should just release it back to the river to some or the rest of the body is. Cries out, and do so. Goes once again to sink down to the floor where all the men's mentality is for a while from now. The boat passing in a calm side of the river with complete peace and very beautiful nature. Connor driving fast through the city at night, alone, is soon followed by Antoine that tries to pass him but gets blocked. Antoine puts out his gun and hits Connor's back tire to the right with a perfect shoot and then push the unstable car that waits to the right, making it crash into one of many buildings belonging to a house building factory. Follows the gliding car to an open area within the empty factory. Stops by in front of Connor's car, shooting at him but misses when he's rushing out of there for cover. Continues firing after him, who fires back in a hurry. Antoine runs after but misses again. Connor jumping for cover behind a building that stands next to barrels filled with gasoline that quickly starts burning after getting hit by a bullet. Connor rolls to the front of the barrel and kicks the very burning thing at Antoine, who walks over it while Connor facing him without any more bullets, but able to kick him in the stomach cause of the distraction backwards. Uses the momentum even more created by the kick and very quickly grabs one leg and his side, throwing him on a hook after he dropped her insecured Grandy in his front side of his pants that drags him into a unstable shelter from rain with workers' equipment for practical reason making it collapse over him just before the explosion. Connor walks away from the site protecting his face as he tries to see if he finished him off or not. He gets happy to see the place go up in flames completely. Keeps walking and now stealing his car and are driving off. Boat is passing by cities in a beautiful night. Stenberg looks very pissed as he walks to Ryan, who sits and count all his gold at a small table. Stenberg. Somehow I believe you're not going to give us your gold after all. Ryan keeps focusing on his gold with a proud look. Stenberg. I know. I'm the new Connor now, busting your balls. Ryan's continuation led Stenberg just to where he was expected. Ryan is completely open for true readings. Stenberg. You're still my client. You're my money, that means I'm up to keep up to take all the shit you can throw at me. Stenberg grabs one of the coins from the box. Ryan sees it. Stenberg. That means I can tease you. Throws it in the water. Ryan. What the hell are you doing? Stenberg. You don't have to thank me. Ryan. For what? Stenberg. That's an interesting question. What's worth the most? Your life. Your gold. Guess the life doesn't have any meaning without the gold, eh? Tough call. That includes your brothers too. Stenberg grabs another one to throw it into the water. Stenberg. Then I don't want to be your fucking brother. Ryan. Stop it. Stenberg. Go ahead and refuse to cherish life. But if you don't even feel gratefulness for the ability to enjoy the thing you live for, I feel I did something for nothing. Grabs another gold and Ryan reacts by pointing his gun to Stenberg's face, who reacts in shock. Ryan in the other hand looks hysterically ready to shoot. Stenberg. You point a gun to my face after I tried to save your life. What kind of human are you? Ryan starts shaking. SKE. Berg throws the gold back and spits in the box. Ryan's mood is completely different. Hold the gun back as Stenberg backing of now lays his head down to cover the fact he is close to cry. Stenberg enrages once more and fills his hand with golds, but Ryan interferes and closes the box, breaking down and crying it's complete. Ryan. No. Don't throw in any more. I didn't want him to die, any of them to die. I just wanted this gold. Now everyone blaming me. Anyhow, I thought it wasn't so much to ask. I wanted to share it with my brothers. My brother Joey needed some fresh teeths. My kiddo bro Barney's face could buy himself a girl. Big bro Ernest deserved a functional car so he could drive to work. Sammy never asked for anything. He could have something extra expensive as a reward. Just for that. Think he deserved it. Stenberg softens and realizes that he making his point. Advancing to him like a new brother. Forgiving him. Holding him. All his other new brother walking in and enjoys the group hug. The boat closing into its destination. But the town ain't looking like much. Mostly ruins. Stenberg, Dorner and Herb looking at it with big faces and really staring looks. Herb. Sure this is the right town. Stenberg. Yes, but still, not. Herb. The war must be a maiden false start. Alongside a freeway Antoine walks with his captive pistol. Equipped with a tank, looking for a car driving by. Get himself standing in the way for a German vehicle with a Nazi officer driving alone. The officer walks out in a rush, wondering if the man is hurt or delusional. The officer. Hey, Was ist denn hier los? Antoine. Could you just hold still, sir? Antoine walks ahead of him. Close up on the captive pistol and the tank. The officer. Was ist das? Antoine starts to slowly point the captive gun to the officer's forehead like he was in a photo session for a fashion magazine. Antoine. Could you just keep it like that? A little bit. Please, sir. Reaches his forehead and the officer just jokingly smiles until it blows his brains out. Officer falls down dead. Antoine doesn't react at all. A hospital room. Really state-of-the-art and highly modern design. For that age with the room's high-tech environment. Papist cyborg head pops up. His eyes empty of emotions. Don't longer know where he is. Professor Goldman. Alright, so you're awake. I've been waiting for your conscience some time no. Colonel. Perhaps just staring at nothing. Takes time to know he still exists. Professor Goldman. I saw that on your uniform. It was an honor. Perhaps, ich war in die Hall. Jespren. Oh mein Gott. Professor Goldman. You know who you are. I know everything about you. I had of course scanned your brain before the transplant. Perhaps. Es ist kein Traum. Madness ist wahr. Professor Goldman. You are Paps, if I remember it correctly. Dr. Goldman. Paps. If you revived me. You got to understand. I will only living on for one task. You see, I was killed by a man. Pap's entire new body is in black solid and quite large cyborg design. Sharp edges like knives and every part of the metal are designed to be musculous. The design resembles a lot of Raiden the cyborg from the anime Angel Cop. Several weapons are visibly attached around his hands, including a modern multi-bazooka on his back. Professor Goldman. I'm both a professor and a doctor. I know everything. Paps. Good. What did you do to me? Professor Goldman. I upgraded your remainings. Gave you your existence a road back with help from Japanese technology. I studied in 15 years every single minute in my time at Yokohama University. I bite the most things possible back home as I could carry or smuggle my way through. Most sponsored thanks to the Pharaoh's Alliance. I'm a proud member of the Nazi Party. If you want to kill some Allied scum, I'm all for it. Paps. What country you from? Professor Goldman. Born and raised in the United States. Mr. Paps. Paps. Fucking hate Americans. You should never have built me. I'm going to kill you. Dr. Goldman sad smiley can't take him seriously. Well, all out German in heart and soul. Paps. That's the problem. You don't have either of that. Dr. Goldman walks and standing next to his bed, give massage to his metal head even tough he knows it has no reason. Dr. Goldman sad smiley just slates him off. Most people are delusional after tea. Hey. Woke up from the dead. Only natural. Paps. When can I get active? Dr. Goldman. Right, now. Paps stands up like it's nothing. Moves around like a perfection. Dr. Goldman celebrates even tough there isn't no need of feeling surprised for him either. Paps standing still and thinking with his back at the professor, in need of gripping the mental state again. Dr. Goldman. Basically, at look at things, you never basically died. Death is permanent. Once you're dead, you never live again. You never will again. Your new skin is of a panzer exterior. Built as a tank. Paps. Why me? Dr. Goldman. You were my only specimen I could find. I had lots of fun. Paps turn at him. Paps. Do you have any other toys for your Nazi-Dominion? Dr. Goldman. Plenty. Paps. Where I'm going, I'm gonna need them. Dr. Goldman sad smiley talks like a understatement. Yeah, sure. Tanks, big machines. Rockets. You name it. Paps can't stand the look at the professor right now. He turns away from him with a warning look and goes for the door. The professor runs after Dr. Goldman. So, how do you feel? Paps turns at him and crushes his head with his fist. Paps. You dirty sick son of a bitch, die. Not like this. Not like this. The destroyed city. The double-edged six-packs are walking through the city, looking at the ruins of a deserted town. Herb can walk on his own and keep up good with the others. Schenberg. So this is the rest of what beautiful potential this town once had, huh? Herb. Still has. Ryan. Yeah. They reach the end of the line. The only way out if they need to escape with the back door. But that exit through underneath a bridge have been blown, probably cause the Germans wanted to keep the Allies out. Ryan, this was the place the car stood behind, right? Herb takes out a map and looks at it again just in case, even in case he memorized it all completely. Herb. Sadly so. This was also the only way out. Ryan. We have to date her a while. Herb. Mark have to. Schenberg sad smiley taking like a joke. I did. On a mountain top is Connor sitting with his sensor hearing. NOI. SES of a large patrol in the background. A front of Germans on motorcycles. Followed by trucks filled with soldiers. The town is visible and other groups of Germans are making sure there are no escape out of the city to avoid them. Connor looking down at it with determined but very unhappyful look. Connor. I knew it. Rushes down the mountain. Jumps into the car and drives away in a major speed with an exceptional hurry to get there in time. The men are walking back the same way they came in the still, silent and calm town. Connor's car rushing in a illegally fast pace getting closer to the city's main gate on the only road that leads in. Passing the river. The men walking forward and starts notice the sound of the speeding car getting closer. Looks up and the noise gets from pretty loud to extremely close. The men raising their guns and starts shooting. Connor jumps out of the car and as he lands he raising his arms to the air. Connor. Wait. Not a Nazi. Just poor taste. The men looks in big disbeliefs but soon realizing it's their returning leader, lower their guns. Schenberg walks up to him and touches his arm. Schenberg. Sir. How you been? Helps Connor up. Connor sad smiley stressed out. Great. What is this place? Herb. Used to be a outpost. Kinda end of the line. Sorta thing. Connor sad smiley some optimistic. Alright. Any weapons? Herb. Some mortar shells. Sticky bombs, 50 cal. And rifles and ammo. Connor. Then we have a chance. Tack. Me there. Connor rushes away, all men except Herb wants to talk more. Ryan. Hey Cap'n. Schoolgirl's dead. Thought you'd like to know what's up with all this crazy business. Connor sad smiley in distance. We talk about it later when we have survived. A armory room reminded by a farming opened by an old-fashioned big port. Nicely equipped with bar rifles, sniper rifles, heavy machine guns, Thompsons, grenades, a broken mortar, knives, a German helmet and a bazooka. Ryan. Where should I plant myself? Schenberg. Just make us everyone else be ever here. Connor. No time for team talk, boys. Take my word for it. Herb grabs a sniper rifle with masses of ammo. Connor takes 4 Thompsons and an incredibly amount of ammo. Ryan takes a machine gun after he filled belts of ammo at all. His body. Dorner takes every knife and fills it. Everywhere all over his belts. Stenberg takes a heavy machine gun and fills up with ammo more than anyone. Everyone is in a real rush and leaving the place as fast they've done. German soldiers is just crossing the opening gate. Close-ups on trucks and a Tiger tank. Ryan is about to run into a building. He catches Dorner running to a crater in the ground. Ryan. Hey. Dorner stops and turns to walk up to Ryan. Ryan. What's your name? Dorner. Loved child. Ryan. My name is Ryan. Say you're Japanese. Right. Dorner. That's correct. Ryan, how do it feel to fight on the wrong side? Just out of curiosity, of course. Dorner. Is there any right side? 'Cause war is always wrong. Ryan sat smiley, really thinking and buying it 100%. Yeah. But then why are you following him? Dorner. I always loved his cigarettes. Makes Ryan giggle a bit. Walks forward Dorner and shakes his hand. Ryan. Good luck, loved child. Dorner. You too. Stay strong. I never told anyone this. But I think I love you, brother. Ryan. You too, my best brother. Fast-paced cuts on men preparing their machine guns. 2 Thompsons are getting loaded very quick. Grens are putted by the windows ready to be thrown. Close-ups on boots passing by the screen. German slams in doors after doors and checking the houses. Some are throwing in Grens throw windows. Connor walks slowly at a street wall. Carefully. Reaches the end. Prepares his Thompsons. Continues walking out. Beyond cover, but not as slowly, but still calm. As we see Germans, he shoots them all down, quite a group. It forces a stupid reaction from the Germans to rush forward to Connor's position. They are getting slaughtered by a 50 cal. Mounted on a high position from their position. Connor rushing forward to avoid enemy fire by jumping down in a crater before him. Close up on a truck driving right at him. Connor raises up with the bazooka and destroys it all. Herb leaves his cover and reaches out the window with his sniper rifle and starts taking one soldier out after the other with a headshot each on every German that stands on the line, shooting at someone at the ground. His slaughter continues as we see cuts to heads with their brains blown out one after the other in the scoops. Perspective. Close up on Herb fires and fires. Germans seen in a little distance have no chance but getting shoot down by Herb's extremely fast fire. Ryan awaits something to shoot. The truck that were behind the one Connor blowed to pieces. Turns around and drives into the street next to it. Ryan waits and waits. Still restless. Getting careless and almost bored. The truck is passing by. Ryan has to be starting fire in. Reflexes build on panic to manage. At the driver's seat. The drivers are getting pulverized by Ryan's fire. Ryan turns to fire at the soldiers in their transport. Organs, body parts, heads and small splashes of blood is seen coming out from the machine gun's bullet holes on the truck. Dorner leaves his cover from his crater as German running forward, he pulls them with knife after knife after knife, and are eventually overpowered, so he needs to cover again. Stenberg is seen standing nearby on the ground behind a broken house's cover, turns around to take out the big masses of Germans. The by Antoine stolen car driving down a street. On a line not far from that are Germans lying down on the ground and fires at Herb's position. Antoine doesn't care. And just drives like it was an ordinary Sunday ride in the park. Getting closer and closer to the Germans that are so into the war. The tire smashes all their heads as he keeps driving ahead. Stops the car and takes out a last German that are lying a bit too far to be managed to be driven over by pulling out his silencer and literally blow his face off. Advances in peacefully to a wrecked house that makes the other side of the house that other Germans uses for cover. In a better position, fire at Herb visible for him to with calm professional security shoot in their backs. Close up on Herb that taking out Germans like a frenetic maniac. Germans keeps coming and coming. Running by. Gets shot. Running by, gets shoot. One German is tripping on a tour, falling down to the ground. Stenberg is prepared with his bar behind cover. Runs for the right side to take out a horde of Germans attacking. Antoine walks to the tripped German and shoots him in the head. Herb reacts by pointing the scoop at Antoine. Antoine shoots first and hits the scoop that pushes it in. Besides his eyes and into his brain, killing him. Dorner lies down at the bottom at the crater and throws knives at every German showing themselves from there. The place is heavily overrun to possibly do otherwise. Fire comes closely to Dorno's right and would have killed him if he didn't react to jumping to the left. Throwing two knives at the same time on the two shooters' heads. Stenberg runs out and fires a long road of bullets, killing a incredible amount of Germans. Dorner jumps out to throw knives at the rest. As a big horde of Germans pointing their rifles at him from his left flank that crosses a new street are Connor shooting them from behind with his two Thompsons. When the bullets are out, he throws them away and shoots the remainers with his bazooka, making a huge amount of body parts flying everywhere, but not more than enough to kill them all. All quiet on Ryan's front. Can barely see Connor and that his right flank is about to be overrun as well, but impossible to help him from his position. Sees a quite thick Madras on the ground. He quickly decides to jump down on it on his side, firing with his machine gun at the attackers. Manages to shoot them all, landing okay on the Madras, and after a short while keeps running forward. Antoine walks down the street at US with the wire to the detonator. Walks by the street at our perspective. Puts up the detonator attached to it. Exactly as he entered the new street, a pair's running down the same path as he. He activates the detonator and explosions blowing all the Germans away that flies away by the booms. Puts calmly away the and picks up his silenced rifle again as it. All was a part of a well-figured plan and keeps walking like nothing on an ongoing path, making it to his perfection. A tank is forcing its way over Dorno's crater. Close up on Stenberg, still at his same position as always. Looking worried as hell. Connor comes up from the tank's right house corner and blows it away. The tank burning and melting parts are re-falling to the ground. Running up to the next the tank and aims to take that out as well. But the tank fires a blast that throws Connor backwards and breaks his bazooka in two. Antoine is standing on the rooftop, easily taking his little aim at the tank with his anti-tank weapon and fires it away, blowing the tank to pieces. Connor looking up, but Antoine slowly disappears. Dorno is still alive. He is crawling out from the crater. Caesar German not long from him played dead, and he also crawling up from it. Ryan runs ahead to Connor. Sits down next to him and touches his mentally stated brother. Ryan. Connor. I'm glad you're still alive. Connor. Sure. No sweat. We got a lot to talk about after all. Ryan. You think that was all of them? Connor. Seems quiet. Let's hope so. Silence. Silence. Waiting. All the sounds of wind and environment are going down to zero. Suddenly the dead German standing up in the sky and is about to shoot them, but Dorno jumps up and from behind, are cutting the German's head off with a kitchen knife. Connor and Ryan goes from scared of shitless from acting like they knew it all along. A jokingly but family atmosphere is going on right now. Connor. He. Japanese steel. They need you know. In the fucking Pacific, what the hell were you thinking? Dorna. Lucky for you. Connor. Sure right my friend. Skenberg. By the way fellas. Who blowed the tank? They are all thinking about for a couple of seconds but are suddenly turning to look everywhere around them. In concern longer. But old worries are interfered by new ones. As an unidentified object can be seen reaching over buildings. Looks like a mecha robot. But there are more sounds. From where that we're coming from. Skenberg turns around and all around the screen gets covered by shadows. A spider tank like the one from the anime Ghost in the Shell is breaking through the building in its way for Skenberg. Skenberg is in stiff fear, can of course not believe his eyes. Accelerate fastly and just after 2 fast steps Skenberg getting crushed by one of its legs. The tank starts firing at Ryan and Connor that haves to jump out wide from the heavy caliber hitting the ground. From above is Antoine standing on a new rooftop and takes out that spider tank with his anti-tank weapon. Paps walking out of the smoke from the first tank Antoine took out staring at Connor and Connor sees him too. Paps. How are you doing cowboy? Dorna attaches a grenade on a knife. Antoine turns the anti-tank at Paps. Paps answers by aiming his arm attached with various of weapons and fires a rocket that blows up the building. That collapses instantly. Connor and Ryan are running away while Dorna runs forward to fastly take the opportunity to throw a knife at Paps. Paps answers by sending out an magnetic light that hastily turns the knife otherwise to Dorna's favor that hits him right in his forehead killing him instantly. As the grenade was splitted from the knife in the confrontation with the magnetic it falls down and explode next to the as well. Dropping dead Dorna making the body beam throwing in through a building's window behind him. Antoine walks into the armory room. Looks through shells and in the cabinets he found sticky bombs. Saw cords. Just now on the shells, walking back to it and attaches the cord to the bomb. The before unclear walking robot is now visibly clear, walking down the street looking for anyone to shoot. It has a long neck and a form of a white stomach. Close up on a dead German that has left a rocket launcher that gets picked up by Connor with Ryan by his side. Barefoots are walking on the rust ground filled with debris and destruction parts. Antoine sneaks ahead on the robot and attaches the sticky bomb. Puts up his lighter from his pants and lighten the cord. Looks up for a second as he's not sure of what's going to happen. On a distance the robot's leg explodes by the sticky bomb. The explosion increases and covers the entire screen. Connor runs ahead with Ryan not far from him to take a close look on the street from his corner's protective angle. Hesitates a few seconds in fear it might still be up for it. Close up as Connor takes the look. He doesn't react. The robot is burning and not moving. Connor turns back to Connor. Connor. It seems to have run its course. Ryan begins to nod his head with happiness. Then realizes all this crazy stuff's going on, starts shaking his head aggressively. A long take when Connor relaxes and puts his head trying to get some energy and breathes heavily. Decides to move on. Touches Ryan's shoulder. They decide to walking forward in a prepared mode. Reaches the lead on the way out of town through the main street. From behind our sights comes Paps and touches Connor's back of his shoulder. He quickly turns. Paps. Sorry, I killed one of your bugs again. The provost triggers Connor who enrages punches Paps in the head, no matter how much it hurts him and less wounds Paps. pushes Connor away and Ryan runs forward to grab the arm that did it. Connor gets back on his feet quickly and shoots the other arm. That is about to grab Ryan even if the left don't give much chance for Ryan on its own, but with no effect on the metal as the bullets just fumbles away. Pap. SZ grabs Ryan to throw him away like a toy thing. Ryan falls brutally on his back, but is not seriously wounded. After all, gives Ryan to opportunity to shoot him with the rocket launcher, and fires away with a hit that Paps grabs with his both fists but smashes him into the nearest wall. Connor gives a fast look at Ryan that soon gets to his feet again and towards Paps to shoot the still burning rocket that wants to fly into Paps' head, making it explode right in Paps' face, throwing him through the wall into the building. Connor runs to the corner side of the ruined wall to quickly have a look at Paps' condition. Paps doesn't raises to the task with extreme speed, but he is clearly going to be standing up again. Connor picks up one of his own grandee, one from a dead German soldier and another one from another. Picks up a small rope from his back and ties them all together with a knot, pulls out all the safeties and has to avoid a rocket that Paps fires at him but hits a top floor on the apartment behind him before he throws them in. Takes cover from the very heavy explosion that gets a reaction of two events where the second detonation is bigger. Ryan runs into the armory room and goes for the mortar rounds that he pretty fast finds in the right corner away from US. Picks up a bunch of them and runs out again. Connor once again has to take some breath still outside the building. Paps eventually dies, but momentarily breaks through the wall, slowly looking at him. Connor is more than ready to run away after that desperate look at Paps. Paps fires a heavy shower of extra heavy caliber bullets after him that he barely avoids, and the same goes for the rockets fired that he has to jump as he reaches the street next into his left to avoid. Ryan stands, looks sorta calm in a prepared way and sees Connor running past his street. As Paps follows by running after, Paps turns his attention at Ryan that runs backwards and jumps to his left into the wall to avoid his machine gun fire and slams his mortar shell to the wall as he quickly does it over and over again in the quickest phase possible. It slows Paps running down remarkably and even wounds him some bits, but still runs after him. A rocket is fired near the rocket where Ryan was at before he is on his feet running again. Jumps forward in a desperate attempt to reach a detonator Antoine must have placed earlier and pushes it as bombs explodes in fast fashion that Paps can't run away from, wounding him even more. Collapses before all the bombs have exploded enough and gets buried as he falls down under their flames. Explosions reaches so close up to Ryan that rolls another time for cover just in case, mostly for his head's concern. Ryan looks carefully as the fire and smoke collapses. All is visible is emptiness. He reacts in a hurry for trouble and searches for another rocket launcher. Manages to find one. Runs away from the street looking for Connor. Paps jumps up on a roof. At a street Ryan runs, and at the top of the screen a German tank's cannon is visible. Ryan stops in shock, doesn't know what to believe. The tank moves the cannon. A big close-up on Ryan's shadowed face in fear. Paps jump down in the middle of the street. The cannon fires at Paps. Ryan runs away from the street and keeps forward behind the wall. The round smashes Paps worse than before as he tried to catch the fire with his hand. Inside the tank, Connor hurries like hell, scared as hell, to as quick as he possibly ever can to reload the thing. Paps takes a roll backwards and fires a rocket to the tank. Slightly a second later the tank fires to Connor, who already have grabbed a rocket launcher out from the tank, is ready to jump out. A close-up on Paps' rocket passing by the screen. Connor jumps out the tank to the ground before it explodes by the hit from the rocket. Paps get hitted once more. That is the start of the end of how much firepower he can take. It can be seen by his unbalanced character of body movement. Fires with less care another rocket at Connor, but is much easier to avoid. Ryan stands behind him and fires him away by a great hit on Pap's back, taking him closer by the explosion on his back he impossibly could have blocked. Connor throws up his two and manages to hit Paps flying in the air. Creates a even more powerful impact that throws him with extremist and fast power inside the building to the right. Pap's left arm gets lost by the created corner from the hole he flied through. Connor runs after him with furious determination to destroy him once and for all. Paps stands up fast, but all his power is used up to continue being a superior contendant. Connor runs up to him with his knife and punches him with it most effectively. Paps can take it a few seconds before he starts to struggle back in their fist fight. Paps. Us gentlemen in between. Pause. I would really enjoy to end you. Discerning dream. Paps suddenly takes over when he unhumanly rapid starts to punch Connor's head to a bloody pile of disturbingness. Connors comes back and keeps the fighting with true willpower alone. But keep in mind Paps only have one arm. Ryan stretches for another rocket launcher. Now Paps takes a true series of extreme beatings by the name. Also his metal starts to lock real wrecked up itself. As he starts to look dying and not moving almost at all. He kicks him down after he stabbed his in between mechanic throat, creating a big series of sparks. Wine in a extreme passion. Finishes it by kick him down. As he lands on the ground he still looks dead. Connor collapses as it seems that he barely have any powers left to move. Breathes extremely heavy as Paps is about to stand up again in the background. Ryan keeps searching. Connor looks with a desperately exhausted look, still WITH burning desire to kill him deepest within. Paps is halfway up. Smiles at him to mock another fight. Paps. Ha 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 ha. Sehute usvc die Kraft. Des Japanische Technology. Sie verdammter Idiot. Paps fires away a laser that goes through Connor's chest. Wounds him to the extremist. Runs forwards Paps and can do nothing now but grab him down and secure him as unable to move anywhere. Paps starting to give up as well. Starts to sigh plenty of times. Connor does only want to kill him, but he's out of power. Paps releases all struggle. Aims for a button at his chest. The sound of his self-destruct device starts to beep. Faster and faster. Connor keeps struggling even though he overuses his over-exhausted powers to beyond his sanity's edge. Paps confronts his destiny. Connor can't realize to care about Paps. Witzwerk kaput. The building where Ryan is in front totally demolished by a extreme explosion that forces him to land backwards and cover his eyes. It takes a little while to the explosion settle down, dust to land and remaining anything tackable. As it happened, Ryan walks forward with a sad eye closing in on him. He goes from wanting to stay to just wants to leave fast as possible. On a distance it's clear that with that, means quite slow shaky kind of walking. As he leaves the screen it's still focused to showing itself's goodbye. A rushing city filled with cars driving in its directions. A car waiting for the green light. T wants to turn to our left. It does and keeps driving on. Emmanuel is driving with Ryan as her partner in the front seat. Emmanuel. What's up for dinner? Ryan. I'm not hungry today. I ate it yesterday. Emmanuel. Oh come on. My war hero. Kid brother needs to eat. Now. Foods makes you forget. You knew that. Ryan. That's it. I don't want to forget. Emmanuel feels ashamed, and it's as visible as her silence leaves her empty of what to say. Ryan. I'm just singing. Emmanuel. What? Ryan sad smiley rambles. Singing. Emmanuel. Ryan. That's it. No more. Fucking that. Emmanuel. Yeah well. Long silence. Ryan don't know how he feels, more than restless. To the bones. Suddenly the crash to a car. The other car takes the worst beating. It turns and keeps standing upside down. Emmanuel and Ryan don't seem to have any physical injuries. Ryan. What? Emmanuel. Oh. You. Ryan. You right. You, alright. Emmanuel sad smiley in trauma. I'm alright. I'm the one who was driving. Ryan sad smiley about to leave the car. It was my fault. Ryan rushes out of the car and runs to the other car. Ryan looking down with an empty look that's hard to read. Emmanuel comes into the screen and hers is in continued shock as she stares. Ryan. Hey sir, how is it? It's Antoine who has crawled out of his car. Bandages his wounded arm. But the only visible wounds are bleedings from the head and his skirt. Close up on Ryan's head. Gets really scared. Looking prepared to take the worst punishment. Ryan. Are you gonna kill me? Emmanuel looks at him as she can't believe what she heard. Antoine already knew who he was. Keeping most mind at his bandage before he looks back up at him, but it ain't a big deal for Antoine. Antoine sad smiley simple. No. Emmanuel and Ryan looks more like investigating the seriousness of his wounds. Emmanuel. I'm going to try to get hold on a phone, take it easy with that. As she walks away, Antoine hurries up and faces Ryan. They stare at each other. Ryan. Why are you not going to kill me? Antoine. A build fact is, this happened so you could ask why instead of why not. That's the answer. In its essential. What I wear to find more than you to see yourself building that. Ryan don't understand a word he's saying. A close-up on a new wound on the exact spot as he had on his leg earlier. Antoine looks up at Ryan again. Antoine. $500 for your skirt. Ryan. It's only good for 25. Antoine hands him a 500 anyway. Insisting. Ryan takes it off. Ryan. Hey, for free. Man. Antoine don't give up. Antoine. Take it. As Ryan grabbed it, he fixes his wounds and with the skirt stops the bleeding. Ryan looks down at him until he reaches up. Antoine makes a quick remark before he with a rush walks away to the street behind him. Antoine. You never noticed me. Close up on Ryan as he truly now learned a lesson of life. As after a while Oine crosses the street walking fastly away from the scene, the screen fades down to black. / end credits / extra scene / the exact same shoot on the Ryans learn the true lesson. Shoot. But now, the street is completely empty from Antoine. The shoot takes a longer time to turn to darkness. Now,